Ready or not? How do you make a tissue dance?
No, blow, quick, slow. Oh no, I can't do it. No, go on.
You put a little boogie in it.
Oh,
that's horrible.
They usually are. So.
It's such a refined show. I find that disgusting.
Very
I
refined.
think you blew it.
Oh, good comeback.
It's not very good.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Underground Sound episode number 41. And with me, as always, our two gentlemen, Carlos Fandango and Smart Monkey. Together, we are putting the us back into music.
So please do like, subscribe, and share. And we will find the music that you love to hear.
Don't forget to click slickly on the clickety-click bell, tingly-ting. And then you'll get all the on the YouTube channel, and then you'll get all the notifications of whenever Tom uploads new videos
On the YouTube
the Underground Sound. Nothing else, nothing bad.
Was that new or nude videos?
Nude videos, is he doing those now?
Nude videos.
Not anytime soon. Nope, not until my OnlyFans is up and running properly. So yeah, big shout out, special thank you to today's show sponsor, Nathan Brashear, of course, of Monsters Are Real. Thank you, brother Nathan, for sponsoring today's show. So please do visit monstersarerealmusic.com and check out Nathan's body of work there. And in accordance with that, also please do visit the video description below. Find the links to these artists that we are going to be reviewing today and checking out the new music. So last week we kind of like streamlined the show. The week before we had a longer show than usual. If you wouldn't mind going back and watching those two shows, for anyone that's a regular subscriber and a regular watcher of the show here, leave us comments below. Let us know which one you like better. Do you like the streamlined show better, where we talk more about the music, or do you like it when we throw a little bit of comedy in there as well? So quite curious to hear how that's going to turn out. I personally like.
Or would you like us to throw some comedy in somewhere?
I think we're doing a good job with that. I honestly do. I like, even though it was 4 hours and 18 minutes long, I quite liked the way that show had turned out. So I think it was a lot of fun. On with today's regularly scheduled broadcast, though. Song number one, Ania. I was just looking at Ania's social media stuff here. Facebook is non-existent. Kind of weird. This song was posted 1 month ago here, but it looked like there may have been like an upward trend on what was going on here with Ania, who is Polish, by the way. Yeah. She had 9,217 followers on Instagram. 1.86 thousand subscribers on YouTube. Had a bit going on. Oh, not a bit going on. It had 79 followers on what's it? Twitter. There you go. That's the name of that.
And now it sounds like she's got a new fan and stalker.
Kind of. Well, I mean, I'm just trying to see here what was going on, because it said that this song was posted 1 month ago on Slaps, but then all the other stuff is kind of outdated. So the last post on Instagram, for example, was October 14th of 2021. So I just wanted to see what was going on with that, because lots of followers, lots of subscribers, and then all of a sudden just kind of like, more or less dead air. But this song is called Grass is Greener. What's going on here, Carlos Fandango?
So Ania, whose handle I think is Ania Cakes with 2 S's on the end, is from Los Angeles, California, USA. Says, "Hi, I'm Ania. I rock the guitar and make grungy music. Influences include Nine Inch Nails, Alice in Chains, John Frusciante, Gorillaz, Ramones, Radiohead, Cake, and quite a few others." So, what have people said about this song? Like the vocals, really good voice. Nice song. That's because it's got 2 G's on the end. Damn, I wasn't expecting the change from D minor to A flat in the chorus. Very cool. So listen out for that, folks. And I wish I could sing like that, lol. That's coming from a chap, I think. Original and... Oh, dear. No. We don't know. Original and not... Oh, sorry. Just realised what they've said there. Original and not obvious. Oh, that's what's thrown me. So they spell obvious, it's obvious. Ran the wrong way. So good job and nice voice. Well played. So there's quite a few positive comments on here. And yeah, 2 people have saved it so far, including myself.
Okay, sounds like Ferrero may have written that comment right there. We'll hear more from Ferrero later, but as for now, let's listen to Grass is Greener by Ania.
I'm here judging myself, looking through the media, surprised, seeing everyone's lives shining bright like the stars. But I'm depleted and dark. But every click like it makes me so high. I'm becoming an online presence instead of a real human. More and more I'll tell you what for. Tell you why you should know. This is no mistake. I build this prison with my pride, as any narcissist would. I perform the life of a rock star, seeing every glass empty, driving my rented Tesla. I'm never satisfied with what I have. I live disillusioned thanks to Insta. More I'll tell you what for. Tell you why you should know. Every day more. I'll tell you what for. The grass is greener, you know. Run away from home and be alone, and don't regret before it's late. You know, I think I'm losing I'll tell you what for. Tell you why you should know. Every day more. I'll tell you what for. The grass is greener, you know.
That one was Grass is Greener by Ania Smart Monkey.
Well, here we go again. Opener of a track. There's always 2 parts to our show that I love. We have an opener and then we have our ending track. And this opener, we always like wait for it and go, well, what's Carl going to throw at us this time? And so this one, when it first starts, I was like, oh, it's a little bit calmer for Carl. A little bit calmer. but actually, this track is a bit of a grower, isn't it? Reminded me very much of Garbage. And when I first heard it, I thought that, and I was like, "What is it?" And then I went and had a look, and their influences are there. Garbage is there. And Garbage is a band, by the way. I don't mean like the track is. I don't mean like the track is garbage. I just want to be clear that I didn't think the track was junk. It sounded like Garbage, the band. So let's just be clear here. I just love her vocals and the way they're delivered, and there's the kind of like calm delivery of what is almost what is it, a punky track? Is it a grunge track? To me it's more grungy, but it's an interesting little combination of the two. Well, to me it's more grungy, if I was honest. Then it picks up at about the 2:26 mark, gets a bit livelier. The only thing that I was thinking is that at one point it was going to be a bit more aggressive in its vocal delivery, that it would sort of go along gently and then wham, but it doesn't. It keeps this consistent feel until at 02:26 mark, very briefly gets a little bit more energetic, as it were, and then calms back down. And I'm sure at first I wasn't sure whether that worked, but on subsequent listens, more and more I listen to this track, more and more I like it. And the more and more I like the feel it has. And just one final comment, because I'm whittering on too much, but go check out their video for this, because they've actually done a half-decent job. I mean, not half-decent, a decent job of putting together a pretty good rocky video to it. So go for it.
I saw a couple of clips on Instagram, as a matter of fact, kind of like the making of when there was some surgery being performed here. We'll get to that later. Carlos Fandango, is it grungy garbage?
It certainly has got the sound of Garbage, the band.
Yes.
But really good. There's now the chord movement they're talking about is a real ear-catching movement, because it's I think actually Madness used it in their song Michael Caine, and that is the D minor to A flat major. It's a lovely chord movement. I just picked up the guitar to check it was that moment that I'm hearing that they had pointed out in their comments, and that was it. And that's a really great chord change. But that typifies the whole song, really, because it's all well thought through, well constructed. Because you've got that interlude with the different changes, sort of pace and tempo and beat, and then it goes back sort of fairly seamlessly, actually, back into the sort of original groove of the song, and it has got a good groove. Musically, there's a bit of certainly Garbage in there. There's certainly a bit of Blur. Think something like Girls and Boys, which is a bit more poppy and beaty, but it's got that kind of vibe to it. But it's also got a bit of Björk and a bit of Blondie sort of thing somewhere in there. Just touches of 90s strongly, and bit of touches of the new wave 80s as well, and a bit of punk. So it's a really good fusion of styles. And I think Rob's right. It's the more you hear it, the more it grows on you. And I really, really like this one. So, couple of thumbs up there. Four thumbs up.
I must admit, when you said you went and got the guitar and you played that chord pattern difference, I did similar. I got the orchestra to come in. There's about, how many of you? 100 of them back there. And we did just test that chord progression, and we agreed totally with you about the D minor to the F flat,
A flat, yeah.
A flat,
A flat major, yeah.
A flat major, A flat major. Yeah, thumbs up. Nope.
Oh, you got major there as well.
They're all giving me the thumbs up. All right, boys, you can go now.
Was it an A flat major?
And girls.
Boys and girls. Okay.
Good.
What kind of orchestra was that then? Scouts or so. Scouts and brownies.
They skedaddled real quick, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they got out there quick. Good thing too.
Okay, they're still just filtering out through the corridor here. Careful. Watch out for Ferrero. All right.
Yeah, he's just had an operation, so be careful.
Yeah, exactly. Ferrero's in a bit of a recovery process right now. Okay. So I got vibes of Muse and Nine Inch Nails is kind of like what I was thinking here. So kind of like the I wrote down that it's dark and moody, but somehow poppy. You know what I mean? It's just it really works. It's a pretty cool track here. So I got to think that overall it's nice production. The only thing that I didn't like is that when we got into the so if we're going by the song structure, we're going through verse, we get into the chorus. The chorus sounds like it was mastered at a different time than the verse was, and it seems to drown out her voice a little bit. So the instruments are very prominent. So I'm wondering if there's a bit of a lack of automation to that whole section there, right? Because the instruments are very prominent. Her voice is not. I like the guitar solo. I think that overall, it's a really good song. I think it needs some minor engineering work just to kind of like work it out. But with all that said, I got to say that if you're kind of like in a rock club or something like that, and they're playing this song, you're going to be dancing, you're going to be on your feet, you're going to be bobbing your head. I mean, it's a really, really tight production. It's got a lot of power chords and it's like din, 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 din. So it's catchy. The lyrics are meaningful, and so singing along to this would be absolutely no problem whatsoever. I like it. I got to say, really good show starter, I think, personally.
I did like her vocal delivery with because it stays in your head as well, that more, and then you got the backing vocals, more, which obviously higher. But I nearly had a go at actually doing it higher, but I realised my voice wasn't going to do it tonight for some reason.
Go on, give it a go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Maybe.
beautiful.
So, but she does it really well, and it's I like that kind of interplay, and the fact that the lead vocal does sound sort of double tracked, so it does have that nice thickness to the voice as well. And yeah, good job all round. I'm looking forward to hearing more from Ania.
Yeah, there's something about that track that like really, really drags you into it. It's definitely I could definitely. I should say, I definitely feel that if I listen to it another 2 or 3 times, then I'm really going to be digging this track. Probably going to go on the Spotify playlist. Probably going to, get my plus mark for the top 3. We still have a lot of show to go here, but from what I've heard thus far, it's really good. You've been doing really well in these opening tracks, Carl. You really have. So.
And do yourself a favor, because if you like it now, then go and watch the video as well, because you will like it even more, because the video just complements it perfectly. It's really good. YouTube, go check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, as I'd mentioned before we got going, and as we were talking here, and so when I was checking out the Instagram, they had like the making of, and it looks like it's a pretty in-depth kind of like professionally made music video. I have not seen it, but do follow Smart Monkey's advice there. Visit the video description below, find a link, and go watch that video on YouTube as well. Maybe I will just put the link for the YouTube video instead of the slaps version of this into the not the comments, but the video description. There you go. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, go check that song out. If you liked it, throw it on your personal playlist. Go show some love to this artist, and yeah, let's maybe get them back on track with the music here. It seems like they've been kind of like away for a minute or two from their social stuff. So moving on to track number 2, though, we have Anthony Roperti, Feed the Fire. What's going on, Carl?
Anthony Roperti is from Dexter, Michigan, USA. It says follow me on Insta. So the handle is at Anthony with a TH, or it might be Anthony, who knows? Roperti. So Anthony Roperti. My DMs are always open, so it's up for messaging and reciprocal contact and so forth. That sounds really a bit bad, doesn't it? But I mean, like likes and follows and shared likes and stuff, social media stuff. He's up for it. So Juice WRLD are the influences: Jeremy Zucker, Anson Seabra, and Sarah Kate. So if you know any of those, then you'll be one of our younger members of the audience, no doubt. So, and not my age. So what have we got here? So it says here, comments on slaps.com include dope, bro, let's work, fiery, there's an innocence to piano works, Very nice piano sounds. So piano is a key feature here. This is really heartfelt, beautiful artwork too. Vocals sound great. So a lot of people saying beautiful, good work, soothing, all that kind of thing. So see what you think. It's our regular number 2 spot of the show, of a sort of ballad. We calm it down into a nice little ballad.
All right, Feed the Fire, also available on Spotify immediately. From the logo that's here, Anthony Roperti, singer-songwriter, posted 1 month ago, 41 plays, 44 fires, 2 saves thus far. This will be the 42nd play on the Underground Sound here. Let's check it out.
Putting band-aids on broken bones. I'm blowing out flames, burning down my home. Oh, what am I even doing here? The more I give, the more they take. Then I'm thrown away at the end of the day. Oh, what do you want from me, my dear? Now the walls are closing in, and no amount of medicine can help me. Someone has to take the bullet, so I'll bleed on my knees. I'm begging, please, just be okay. I feel the heat as you burn me, as I just feel the fire. The sky is falling with the wind. The flames they roar, it's never ending. Burning down fields in my mind. Now the ash covers my skin as I pollute the world I'm in. I'm falling down mountains I've climbed. Now the walls are closing in, and no amount of medicine can help me. Someone has to take the bullet, so I'll bleed on my knees. I'm begging, please, just be okay. I feel the heat as you burn me, as I just feel the fire. How can I still be the villain? You told me that I did no wrong. Never thought it would come to this. Looking down at my reflection, how could you do me so wrong? For now I'll just keep taking hits, so I'll bleed on my knees. I'm begging, please, just be okay. Feel the heat as you burn me, as I just feel the fire.
Oh boy. Oh, Anthony Roperti, feeding the fire right there, I think, with that song Smart Monkey.
Well, I really enjoyed this song. Really enjoyed it. I guess it's like a kind of acoustic pop, really, but it's so gentle, so beautifully sung. Oh, his voice is amazing, to be honest. And the production qualities are pretty bang on. I have one minor, maybe it's just me, but there's one minor critique in that when that chorus kicks in, it suddenly hits out, and it's a little bit, just a little bit too loud in the mix for me. Not that it's obnoxious, it just juts out a little bit too much in what is a very, very good production and a very good mix. So if I was to say anything, I'd just pull that back a little bit. His vocals, though, are beautiful. That chorus is awesome and triumphant. It has this great build to it. And I know that Carl said before about X Factor tracks. This to me is one of those sorts of tracks that would sit on the final of X Factor. All of that grand production they do that accompanies it. I'm not sure if Anthony plays the piano, but if he does, if he was sitting on the stage playing that piano and singing this song with all of those production values, what a fantastic sort of stage presence it would be. And then add to that some of those harmonies that are going on with the backing vocals. This would be just brilliant. I really, really like this track. Really, really liked it. So it might well make it into my top 3.
Okay. Well, minor production issues aside, Carlos Fandango.
I think this one is nice, modern, contemporary piano ballad. The sort of thing you would hear somebody doing, as I mentioned, sort of very often. It's the sort of songs you'll hear on the X Factor, second round, semi-finals, whatever. And it's a sort of the big power ballad sort of song. Well, modern day power ballad. It's not a big power ballad, but it's a nice song. It's a personal song, well delivered by the vocalist. Slight vocal affectations aside at the end of notes with that it's not quite a yodeling effect, but it's where that voice rises. It might be a natural thing, but a lot of the singers do it anyway these days. But it's very Lewis Capaldi. I nearly wrote down Peter Capaldi, but I don't think he's got much connection with Doctor Who, really. But I think on the we haven't really got the ebb and flow thing here, but we have got the ruler of ebb and flow, and I thought this one did have a fair bit of ebb and flow. So this is, instead of being out of 10, this is out of 12 inches of ebb and flow. I would say I'd put it about at the 8-inch mark there, and I reckon 8 inches, yeah. So of ebb and flow. So sorry, I think I've left the sticker on there. Sorry. At the 9.5-inch mark. So basically, oh God, did what happened there? Sorry, over to you. Back into you in the studio, Tom.
That may have been 9.5 centimeters.
Oh, I was measuring from the wrong end. Oh, bugger. Damn, got it wrong. Bugger.
So effectively about 1.5 centimeters.
I can say nothing. I'll say nothing. Oh dear.
Okay. This reminded me of kind of like a mix between Post Malone and Daniel Bedingfield. Post Malone, obviously one of the bigger superstars these days, as far as this type of music is concerned. Bedingfield back in the day, one of my favorite songs was oh shit. No, I can't remember.
It really? I suppose it was a hit.
You want to put the link up for oh shit? We would like to have a listen.
Oh my God! If you're not the one, then I just might.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. This is really popular, so I got to think. Here's now. I'm not 100% certain on this, so don't take offense when I say this, please. But sounds like there's a bit of auto-tune at times.
Oh yeah, yes.
So when we're hitting the high notes, especially when we kind of like reached the crescendo and it was dropping back down, you could hear the as auto-tune usually does. It just has that kind of like wave kind of like spike to it and everything. But I do agree with you both. I actually wrote down the voice, X Factor, somewhere in between, that this is definitely a song that could be played there and sung there, and I think that it would be delivered beautifully as it was on this track. I have to think that the delivery on this track would sound great if it were recorded in a studio and if it were performed live as well. I do think that Anthony has a really nice voice. It seems to be very poppy. Once again, just that's why I said minor production issues aside, is I think that I personally would lose the auto-tune. I don't think it's really necessary, because even if you have that little hiccup like towards the end of the song where everything just goes and then it drops back and then it builds again, I just think that it'll work. So, but I think personally that it is noticeable, and it's not that it's not like I hate this song, for it. I dropped it, a good amount of fire here, and yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to more from Anthony here. I think Anthony's star in the works. We've had a lot of that going on. The last, I got to say, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shows. I mean, we've really heard some amazing talents. So please, folks, do visit the video description below. Check out all of these artists that we are reviewing today, but do also visit the older shows and go check out those artists as well, because we've really been on a roll. Carl's been doing a great job putting this stuff together, except for that synthwave episode. But
I liked quite a few of those. You were just being very picky, though. I think hypercritical.
Well, I mean, hypercritical. I don't think it was hypercritical. I think it was just listen. You got to take responsibility. You put together a shit show, and that's all.
It was a shit show. What a shit show! Ferrero, come in. Come on. What do you say to this? What do you think to that show? It was a shit show. See, Ferrero. He don't mince his words.
He certainly doesn't, does he? Not when he's drunk.
Did Ferrero even see that episode?
Did you see that episode? Yeah, he's been a fond follower of Underground Sound from the very first episode, he said.
All right.
In that very short fragment of a second.
It was almost like he had that memorized. You turned around, then you looked back at the camera, and there it was. You were going with it. All right. All righty. Moving on to our first installment of the Puppet Bowl of Destiny.
Right. So, okay. So normally, if you're joining
I
us,
was still writing on the M&Ms.
if you're joining us for the first time ever, and you're that person, it's basically you'll know that we have. Well, you won't know. We have a purple bowl. This, with a load of categories in it, normally goes in the bowl, stir it round, pull out a category, and whatever the genre category of music it is, that'll be the latest one that's been uploaded, the latest independent artist upload that gets played. Tonight, though, very special for you joining us tonight or today, whenever you're watching it, or the morning, whatever. And these are the ones where we choose. So you got one for Tom, one for Smart Monkey, one for myself, one for the Owl, and even, well, there's one for Socky in his absence. That means I get 3 choices, really. And then there's also one for Ferrero. Ferrero's even got a choice potentially if he can say what he fancies most, and that's it. So there's only this selection, but it's quite pitting against one another, which is quite exciting.
I have to ask. So Socky's not here tonight.
Socky's on. I tell you what, shall I take it out because Socky's on holiday?
So Socky, when you say Socky's on holiday, it's Socky in the wash.
Socky's in the drawer. I didn't bother to get him out.
No,
Well, he was a bit cantankerous today.
He's
so-
in the wash.
He's in the wash.
No, he's hit. No, I said I wouldn't disturb him. He's got a do not disturb sign on the drawer. So, no.
He's stuck to the floor, is what it is.
He's actually being more sweary than Ferrero at the moment, and cantankerous is definitely the word for him at the moment. So, okay, we'll take Socky out because he's not here to choose. So that means you've got a 1 in 5 chance of. Well, actually, Rob and I have got 2 in 5 chance as we're controlling the puppets.
What?
So,
What puppets?
I'm sorry, the frog and the owl.
Ignore Ferrero.
Al won't join us for this one. Well, it will if we. Anyway, you say when, and I'll pick out a category.
Oh, so we're not putting the other categories in there.
No, this is something a bit different today. Just
Definitely different. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
exciting. Right, okay. Who is it? Who's got it? Oh, okay. It is actually. We choose Owl.
Ow.
Owl gets Owl.
Ow.
Okay.
Oh, weird. My screen's gone all dark. Oh, that's fine.
No, we can see you.
No, my screen.
You are
That's-
very bright, by the way, here. So
I can turn it. I can't get this right. It's really bright, is it? Because
Well, yeah, your top of your head's really shiny.
It came up quite dark last week, so I think I might. If I just turn it down, I've turned up the brightness and the lightness of it as well. There we are. Is it a bit? That's all the same. Anyway, so Al, we'll explain this later, but we'll show that later, won't we? Yeah. So I did happen to find out Al's name as well, by the way. Yeah, I won't say it. I won't say it, honestly. Because basically, his parents had a bit of a sense of humor, I think, I'm told, because obviously he's a snowy owl, hence the Bubo Scandiacus. So you're a snowy owl, but they you know, some parents always name, if it's like a they've got a surname Jackson, they might call it Michael Jackson or something, you know, so, and have a bit of a comic name or something. But yeah, so obviously he's not a barn owl, are you? And you're not any other kind of owl, are you, apart from a snowy owl? That's right, yeah. So, and they called him yeah. which I don't think has played too well in his life, actually. I think he's you know, yeah,
It's quite unfortunate that owls have exceptional hearing, I think, don't they?
They do, yes. It's making this very awkward for us, isn't it? So, okay, Al, you get to choose the category, and do you want to whisper it in my ear? Because we haven't heard you speak here. You don't really speak, do you know? Whisper in my ear. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And right. So he doesn't know. You choose. He said you choose. One of you two choose. He can't choose. So should we?
He's giving your ear a good clean out.
So what I think we'll do in this instance is just basically get the bowl and you say when, and we'll choose a category. Sorry, that was awkward. I didn't think it was going to be like that.
I thought we just did that.
Yeah, but
You've got your categories in there now, have you?
oh, okay. Well, this is one we haven't had for a while. All the categories are back in there now.
Good. Yeah.
It's pop. So Al has chosen pop, kind of in an inadvertent way.
We've got to go to bed some point tonight. You know, you realise that.
I was gonna say, this is what happens when we drink on the show here. Okay, Smart Monkey and I get all humorous and just super happy. Carl gets like super intellectual and
super creative. What can I make up on the fly?
So
very creative, very creative.
right. So
He's thinking about.
we
things
have,
now.
by the way, we actually have got, rather than jokes this week, I've got some more universally challenged.
Uh-oh.
So what funny things that quiz contestants say. So I just
Oh no, these are good. These
just
are
a couple of these are, yeah, this could be funny. So name something you put into empty coffee cans. Spaghetti. Name some, these are all food ones, I think. Name something you put in tea. Tea bag. Name something you rent for a party. Food.
I do love these.
Name a food that makes a noise when you eat it. A really loud hamburger. Name a food that's red on the inside. Kiwi. Name a food with an edible skin. Banana.
Red on the inside. Yellow.
Kiwi, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one more then. Go on then. So, God, that's a weird one. Name something that a child takes to the bathtub with him. Spaghetti and meatballs.
Did you say we've got a weird one?
Yeah, that was a bit strange, wasn't it? Oh, the weird one. Yeah.
No, because the other five were completely lost.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we do have to find out what contestant said that they take spaghetti and meatballs to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
We have to find that show out. Oh my word!
Name something that might be a pizza topping in a horror movie. Feces.
Okay.
Wow, what kind of movie is that? There we go. That's what real contestants have said. That was mostly in I think that was Family Feud.
Oh, I have no doubt it was in America.
Yeah, that was all America, that one, yeah.
Oh, they are good. They are so good.
All right. J Will 98 is the name of our artist here. This song is called Hearts. Getting some more information on J Will is from Trinidad and Tobago. Joint slaps on March 10th, 2023. Thus far has 2 followers, 28 plays with this one track out here. Let's see if we can get some more information on Jay on his Instagram here. To absolutely no avail. No more information than that. 2 influences listed here is The Weeknd and Justin Bieber, like kind of like polar opposites of each other. But yeah, this song is called Hearts. It is available on Apple Music. I was about to say iTunes again. It's not called iTunes anymore. It's just I don't know why they had to change that, but whatever.
Oh, I don't know. They still call it the iTunes Store.
They do, yeah. So we got Apple Music, YouTube, and Spotify. It says Hearts out now on all platforms. Follow me on IG at jwill98. Subscribe to the YouTube. Song is listed as pop. Presenting screen now. So Hearts has 28 plays, 2 saves, 40 fire. It was reposted 14 minutes ago. It is the newest song. I'll backtrack to there just so that way y'all can see. Reposted 12 minutes ago. Obviously, that's 14 minutes at this point. So reposted 12 minutes ago. Once again, 28 plays, 2 saves, 40 fire. Hearts by J Will 98. Let's check it out.
Will J impress us.
I love you, girl, it's alright. Got me talking to you like all night. Say you love me more, you just might. See, I've been thinking like it's all hype. You think you know the feel, you think you know the things that make it real. But did you notice, can you tell? Can you tell me how you feel as well?
You think you know my heart by now. You don't. You think you know the way I feel. You don't. Baby, by now you should know my heart is yours. And I'll show you all you want and more. Smile with your eyes, girl, it's all I see. Leave me in hide, girl, I can't breathe. I love you and you love me, and that's all we need. You think you know my heart by now. You don't. You think you know the way I feel. You don't. Baby, by now you should know my heart is yours. I'll show you all you want and more. I love you. I love you.
Well. J Will 98 with his song right there, Hearts. Oh, am I supposed to ask for the owl or not? Because
When you say ask for the owl, do you mean?
is it the owl of?
Oh, I see. Well, let's have a look. What did you think? You did hear that, didn't you? Oh, you were listening, weren't you? Because I was writing down my comments and things, you see. Right, owl of dum dum dum. Come on, slowly. Owl of Bow. Really liked that. Really did like that one. I think we both liked that, didn't we? Yeah. So, yeah, I think that was a definite yes. A really good choice from the Purple Bowl. I was impressed. I was so busy listening to the song and starting to follow him actually on Slaps and write some comments on Slaps that I sort of kind of forgot to write my actual notes. But I love the guitar sound, particularly in the solo. His vocals are really nice. The song's got a lot of different elements in it, production-wise. So that's good. And I was really impressed because it's sort of fusion of styles, really. It's sort of contemporary, slightly hip-hop, slightly R&B. Well, I say hip-hop, slightly that kind of vibe. R&B, a little bit of pop, bit of everything, really, in the production. And from what I heard on the cans, I tried to play it and sync it up and listen to it at the same time here directly. It did sound awful when I did that because it was slightly out of time, but it was actually sounded good. So I'm looking forward to actually listening to it and hearing it properly. I'm impressed to the extent that if he doesn't get in my top 3, he'll get a big shout out. And I really like that song. I thought it was very good.
I think the three of us may be in agreement here today on the Purple Bowl of Destiny's Choice, Smart Monkey.
Okay, so I'm going to be really annoyed here now because I thought I had my choices all made up a little bit ahead, a little prepped, and then you threw this little curveball into the mix. When I first heard it opening, I was going, here we go, another hip-hop track coming up. And it totally wasn't. It was actually a really beautifully constructed, nice bit of pop, to be honest. And when I just listened to all the elements that are going on, all of the way the song's constructed, his vocals, all of his choice of the instruments that are going on there, by the end of the song, I was really, really impressed. And I'm thinking, this is a Purple Bowl. This is a random choice. And it's really thrown a curveball in the mix because this is a very good song, really nicely produced, really nice sound. And yeah, I'm a bit like Carl here that it may end up in the top 3, which is annoying because I have to shuffle things now.
Well, we've only listened to the 3 tracks so far, so what are you shuffling exactly?
Well, I have a little bit of prep in mind of what I might like.
Oh,
but
that's right. I no, it totally slipped my mind that you guys have heard these songs before, except for this one. This was the Purple Bowl of Destiny Choice. We do have another Purple Bowl of Destiny Choice coming up, but yeah, the gentlemen here have heard 8 tracks prior. It's my first time listening to all of them, so looks like the owl still wants to say something. So
No, I think that was just twitchy for some reason. I don't know what it is. Did you want to say something? Okay. He liked it too. He said he really, really liked it as well. He concurs with what Rob said, basically.
all right, so it took that much time. All right.
I think it was I concur with Rob. That was it.
Okay.
Said it quite slowly, of course. He said it 3 times, but
quite slowly. Oh man, I gotta say,
Twit-twoo.
Oh.
Twit-twoo. What's that? I concur with Rob.
Al's heard what's going on. Al's looking for another owl. I don't know if it's territorial or no, hold on.
I think it's
spring, summertime, isn't it? Yeah.
Twit-twoo.
Yeah, it's got a bit. Just shh, calm down. It's not really. It's only Rob. So
It's quite an excited owl.
Okay, I don't think it's too important.
I'm shuffling things here. That
Okay.
sounded wrong, didn't it? I'm shuffling things here.
It did.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. One of the things that I was thinking here is like, is this possibly the best song that the Purple Bowl has ever chosen? Yeah.
Possibly.
Possibly not. We have heard a few good ones, but this one is definitely up there in the top. So I got to say, I like the fact that it had this 80s tinge to it, had a little bit of 80s bass in the background, had a little bit of 80s synth in the background. Jay Will has a great voice. Sounds almost like kind of like 80s synth pop. A little bit of, again, from the last song, also just carrying on over this one, a little bit of a Post Malone effect to it. But it's definitely a very modern type ballad and pop song, and yet it has classical. Classical. I don't want to say classical like classical moving back into the 1800s, but I mean classical moving back into the 1980s. That definitely has those classical elements that are built into it, and it's just like, wow, it's just kind of, it's a bit mind-blowing. It's a bit mind-blowing when we get a Purple Bowl of Destiny song and then we try to review it, usually because, like I said, I'm always kind of like thinking on my feet here because I'm hearing these songs for the first time. But the gentleman here is like, really, I'm kind of at a bit of a loss for words because the track was just that good. I really, really, really enjoyed that one. Great job.
Yeah, I think it's one that I would have chosen for the show had the bowl not. So that's the marker I put on it. Is if it's a good song from the bowl, is it one that I would have chosen for the show? So that definitely would have been one I would have chosen because it's just got good vibe about it. Really summer sort of song as well, I think. So I want to hear that again. So later on, I shall listen to it again.
Yeah, definitely worth a second listen. And folks, once again, do visit the video description below. Find a link not only to this artist that we just listened to, but to the previous and to the future artists that we are going to be reviewing on this show. I just got to say, I'm really, really kind of like just boggled. It really kind of like threw my brain through a completely different loop. Is because we've heard good stuff. We've heard some really bad stuff also from the Purple Bowl. So I mean, this one is just, I gotta say.
But how many of you is it still rattling in your ears a little bit? It's still playing, and those sort of songs that just hook you right from the first time you listen, and it's still somewhat playing in my ears, which is a good thing.
It is a very good thing because it really just goes to show what underground talent has to offer. This is a song that should be all over the radio right now. This is definitely something that should be picked up by a major record label, and it should be just spewed out to every single radio station out there, and everybody should be hearing this song, not just here on the underground side, but I mean on the mainstream formats. This should be blowing up on Spotify. This should be blowing up all over the radio. People should be requesting this song. I mean, it really is just really, really, really fantastic. Goodly done.
Nicely jobbed.
Nicely jobbed. Yeah, wow. Wayward Waves, good friend of ours, Justine Painter. Song called Alien Sunrise.
Alien Sunrise. And of course, we know that Justine, very nice lady, and she's very sincere and earnest and creative. She used to be a model, a dancer. She's also does all her own artwork and so forth, and really good at it as well. And with the music, I mean, considering she was, she's still very new to music and music production. The quality of the song, the tracks that she's put forward are really good. Now, the one thing that Justine's likes to do is express herself through those songs, and they tend to be quite lengthy songs. So this will be a lengthy one, but it is worth it, I can assure you, and it's got a good vibe about it. So hope you enjoy it, and pack your bags, some sandwiches and some drinks, and we'll see you in a couple of days' time.
Yes. I was like thinking that you were going to say ready to go on a journey here. With Justine's music, yes, I can say it is typically a bit lengthy, but very much well worth the the time spent listening to it. Justine's really for somebody that came into music as an amateur is really really building herself up to be a proper kind of professional, learning every day from her music and her music stylings. And we did have her on as a co-host as well. And very nice lady indeed, Carl. You're like,
yeah, and there's also the comments. I forgot to mention this. One says interesting, one says really like it. But Nova Cascade says such an immense soundscape, beautifully constructed as always, with that signature attention to detail. And I think this is the thing that really appealed to when I first heard Justine's music. Before we reached out and said hello, it was that fine level of detail and attention to detail and craft that's gone into the song. So I think she does labor night and day over these tracks. It's good.
I'm pretty sure that she does. For all the tracks that we've heard that pre-release, post-release, so forth, Justine is for the kind of like underground sound host folks that have been on the show here and have co-hosted with us throughout the years, but throughout the months that the show's been going. Now we're getting into our still teenage months, as it were. But but
I mean, look at Smart Monkey already. Within months, he's what, about 3.5 dog years old.
Yeah, I've grown hairs as well under my armpits and in other places, but I don't want to talk about that.
They can be trimmed.
All right, Alien Sunrise. I'm pretty sure no annotations here as to where else it is available, but I'm pretty sure it probably will show up on Spotify and YouTube, as well as many other places. So Justine Painter, otherwise known as the stage name here, Wayward Waves, Alien Sunrise. Let's check it out. Well, well, well. Yep. Justine Painter, otherwise known as Wayward Waves, does not disappoint. Smart monkey.
Yeah, okay. So I'm starting to rapidly dislike this show tonight. Because there are so many good tracks popping up in this one, and it's making my life a bit of a nightmare. This is really, really good. Now, I've heard Justine's music before, obviously, and her music tends to be on that more meditative sort of track. And there's very much a kind of feel where you're just supposed to just chill and relax. And this track, you could argue, is on the same vein, but actually this is a lot deeper than that. This track is very, very clever. And you know that I've said before that I like a track to take you on a journey. And this is absolute cracking. All right, 7 minutes long, and you'd expect it to be boring after a few minutes in. And this one does an amazing job of just sapping time, and you don't realize you sat here for 7 minutes. It manages to take you on a twisted turn. There are so many elements and layers going on this that I'm going to have a word with her, because I want to know exactly how she went about this, because it's really good. It's up there as, you know, I love this kind of music, and I'm an electronic artist, as you know, and I do very similar things. And she's pulled a blinder on this, actually, to be honest. All those wild instruments going on, and they're all doing different things, and they're all firing off in different ways. And you take a different path, and it's doing something else. 7 minutes worth of doing something else. Brilliant. Really liked it.
Really liked it, I think, is a bit of an understatement. Carlos.
Yeah.
Well, Justine, I like her approach to her music. It's basically, it's very elemental. She uses a lot of that sort of the Middle Eastern world sounds, but particularly in the sort of Middle Eastern Asia continent type of sounds, and that's all very rhythmic and pulsating all the time. It's all about the vibe and the groove with her music, and it's exotic, it's a little erotic, it's hypnotic. It's basically, it takes you on a journey, and you look at, I mean, again, in a minute, Tom, share the artwork, please, because you know you can see there's that sort of slight spaciness and exoticism and eroticism all molded into one within the artwork. So that you could probably, if that was the album cover, and how you used to have vinyl LPs and you used to sort of just stare at the artwork and the gatefold or something and read all the notes while you're listening to the music. So this is like having a new Jean-Michel Jarre album or something, that sort of kind of in his mid-80s revolution, sort of late 80s sort of era, and that sort of sound he had then, and it's just great. When the beat drops, it's just really, really good. I would say all of her music sort of tells a story, and again, alluding to what Rob said, it's very visual what Justine does there. So the more I hear this one, the more I like it. It's a great song, and I'd say on the ebb and flow ruler of the 12 inches of ebb and flow, well, let's think now. So let's go from one upwards there, all the way up, across, and probably up to about 9-10 around this sort of area, I think there. So,
sorry, Carl, I think you left your sticker on there again.
Yeah, sorry, the little sad face. Yeah. Say no more. Over to you, Tom. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's take a quick look at the artwork here, as Carl was mentioning. Traveling spaceman basically finds the Amazonian women of space somewhere, and everything just kind of like really the story progresses from there. And it's a story is exactly what we're talking about here. Is Wayward Waves. Justine always really paints a nice picture, whether it be a bit erotic, a bit of what it is. And this is another thing. Is I'm going to be at a loss for words here, because see, unfortunately, I will not ever pick Carlos Fandango, Smart Monkey, Justine Painter, Russ Palladino, Rich Davis, any other co-hosts, I will not ever pick them to be in the top 3 because we aren't playing favorites. I don't want to give off the impression that we have any kind of favoritism going on here with these artists just because they had put out like a really kicking track. But this track, I love because, Justine uses a lot of the world instruments that have been discussed, right? But then, there's a bit of manipulation to these instruments that really goes on that really makes this even more fantastic. Like there was that one kind of like ring kind of like thing where it sounded like you were just manipulating the length of, a rubber band to get the sounds that you were getting. And it just really, it sounded fantastic. So there's a story behind this song. There's definitely a connection to the music, and it's dare I say a psychedelic type song. It's very earwormy. It's something that makes you want to listen to it again and again. And I just gotta say props to Justine for doing what she does, and I, just as Smart Monkey had mentioned, am jealous because of the fact that she's really for an amateur artist really getting this stuff like down packed. So great job. I see we were just about to invite Rookie, but Rookie left. So let me just make sure that he's coming back for no.
I even get to join us for a round of Call My Bluff. Are you trying to say something, Rob?
Yeah, I was going to say that Justine sometimes she underplays her talent. I know that she's on a journey of discovery herself, and that every time she lays a track down, she's trying to push the boundaries a little bit, and she's just trying to discover herself, her way through her music. And this track here, I think, is potentially one of her best because there is so much going on here that possibly she doesn't realize that just how clever and how well she has pulled this one together. In fact, I am absolutely sure she'll underplay it and go, I never realized it was that good, but I think it's seriously a good track from her. And like we said, we don't always want to sort of talk about people that we know, but I also know that Justine sometimes just needs that little pat on the back herself as to say that she's going in the right direction. And this is a blinder of a track. So
yeah, I mean, she's definitely got humility, and by the truckload, but she's also is probably lacking the confidence of to I think she knows she's a very creative person, but I don't think she realizes quite how talented.
yeah,
And the fact that because she's a very passionate person, and we've talked about this before as well, the electronica, because it's hard to do electronic ballad and a sort of passionate sort of song. But this is as close as you're going to get because this is like Jean-Michel Jarre. You get that real sort of the feel of the music is for electronic music it's very hard to do that, to get across a feeling, a vibe and that passion. So but she does it remarkably well. So
I just feel there's a lot of work gone into this, if I was honest. A lot.
yeah,
Tons and tons and tons of work going on, and here we are with a special guest in right now, folks. Our good friend Ephraim, otherwise known as Rookie Rogers. Let's hear a round of applause for Rookie.
yeah.
What's up, y'all? How are you guys doing?
We're doing, man. How you doing?
Good.
Good, man.
Really well.
I hope you
thank
like my tennis look going on here. I don't know why I've dressed in tennis, but I've got it going on.
Yeah,
I love
Roger
it.
Federer, isn't it? Roger
I
Federer.
did. Hey, I've never met you before. I didn't know any different. I just figured, hey, this guy loves tennis. That's
That's
awesome.
right.
Roger
Just
Federer
mix
doing on
it
the
up a
underground
bit.
sound.
Who's the tennis player you pulled along? Yeah, smart
That's
monkey.
great.
Well, there you go. I totally forgot that you guys had not met. So, Rob, otherwise known as Smart Monkey. This is Ephraim, otherwise known as Rookie Rogers. Rookie Rogers.
Hey, man.
This is a Smart Monkey.
Good to meet you.
You
Yeah,
too.
and
I never
he's an
met
ace
a monkey.
Damn, two different styles of music. So obviously, Smart Monkey very much into electronica, just the same way that I am. Rookie Rogers dabbled around. I just learned that I thought that hip hop was your permanent thing, but you were just dabbling with it because you've got a big metal thing going on way before I even knew about, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I just grew up like listening to cheap punk rock music. And then a few years ago, I started home recording, and I figured, hey, I don't have the capacity to make any friends, and I can't be in a band, so I'll just do some rap music because I could do that by myself.
Well, it just shows you can turn your hand to different things, because I know that we've worked on a bit of music ourselves together, and it's there's lots of different styles you can turn your hand to. But you, importantly, have got all the production, lots of production knowledge. So you mastered the tracks for me at the moment, and until I start learning that kind of skill, you do that for me because you know your stuff.
Hey, thanks, man. I feel like I'm just winging it all the time and making it up as I go.
Man,
So
no way.
I appreciate that.
It's like a black magic, isn't it? Production. I've tried it and I just cannot. I get close, but there's that final mix element that you guys put to it, and I'm like, how do they hear that? How do they hear that? And I can't get it. Drives me crazy.
Yeah, hey, but I feel the same until I talk to Carl and he says, hey, this sounds great. Good job, man. But the rest of the time I'm going, man, these guys are going to hate these songs. This sounds so bad.
No way.
Yeah, that's how I feel all the time.
I think that most artists are very critical of whatever they're doing, whether they're mastering, whether they're producing, whether they're mixing, whatever the case may be. Right? We definitely throw a lot of criticism at ourselves more than we throw at anybody else, honestly, because. We'll listen to the music, and kind of like what you're saying, Rookie, right there, is that the song is good and I'm just gonna fuck it up. Right?
But I'm still happy to try.
Yeah.
Still fun to give it a shot.
Exactly. So you hopped on at a good time, because we're just about to if you're good with words, you're gonna love this one. Carl bought this game at a charity shop, and it's called Call My Bluff.
Which used to be a TV show.
Hold on. We know that Smart Monkey hates Call My Bluff because he's shit at it. And now you've brought in another contestant just to show me up even more, haven't you?
Well, let's see about that, shall we?
Well, you know what I think we should do is we should let Rookie speak for the audience.
That's a really good idea.
I don't know what that means, but I'm ready to go.
Okay, so basically the way it works, Ephraim, is I say a word, I'll give you three choices of what it might be. Two of them are bluff, and one of them's the truth, the real word, meaning. And if you select the right one, you get a point. And then later on, we have another round or two. However, so far, scores on the doors in the season so far since show 34, we've got Tom on 3, audience on 3. So you've got the world on your shoulders here with this one, Ephraim. And then Rob is trailing
-3.
1 point. So
the goal,
Robbo's buddy.
the intent then is to call the bluff out of a series of statements.
Is to guess the correct meaning of the word.
Oh, got it. So I'm looking for the accurate meaning.
Yeah, that's
Oh, you never told me that all the time.
Is that why you've been getting it wrong? Oh, I see.
Yeah, no wonder I've been so shit. I've been getting it the wrong way around.
So we start the show, ding, 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 with a chirp, pinash, and deemster. We start with the first word, which is remoulade. So that's REMOLADE, remoulade. It's not a drink. So
if you say it's got something to do with marmalade, I'm fucking out of it.
Don't drink the remoulade. So is it A, a type of salad dressing similar to mayonnaise? Is it B, a present of the finest food and wine? Or is it C, a type of cloth similar to velvet and sometimes used instead of velvet? So is remoulade A, a type of salad dressing similar to mayonnaise? B, a present of the finest food and wine? Or C, a type of cloth similar to velvet and sometimes used instead of velvet? What say you?
Can you please spell the word?
REMOLADE, remoulade.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the fabric on that one.
So you're going with C, type of cloth. Okay, C for audience. C. That's okay. What about you, Rob?
I'm going with B on this one because it's got aid and food and marmalade. Yeah, B.
Food and wine. Okay, and remoulade. So, what do you say, Tom?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with B as well, just because this sounds like
Oh, yeah.
Ferrero frog saying lemonade.
Okay, I can tell you now. It was a type of salad dressing similar to mayonnaise.
What?
Marmalade.
Oh,
Monkey, you may well go like that.
I don't care. I always get it wrong, but you
Okay.
lot got it wrong.
that's how many.
But
that's
you've
how many
all got
points he
zero.
has.
So instead of doing the second round later, as we've got Rookie Rogers on the show now, should we just do the 3 rounds now?
Yeah,
Absolutely, we should.
And that'll be-
let's do the
just-
3 rounds now. Then we'll hit the song. Then we'll hit our breaks while we have Ricky Rogers here. So I think that Smart Monkey going like this was just showing how many points he has.
No, he
Isn't that what it is about?
He actually
no.
that.
But that would just be for today. But this would be just for the season. So,
Oh, for the season.
season.
Yeah,
Right.
he's definitely got that for the season.
yes.
Okay, the next word is tractile. So tractile, tractile. Is
Hey,
it-
I think you just misspelled and enunciated tactile. I think
Well,
you just dropped the
this-
R. And
This
Yeah.
is it. It's not actually tactile, but is it A, capable of being drawn or pulled? So drawn or pulled. B, cold to the touch. Interesting you should say about that. C, denser than lead, i.e. describes one of the heavy metals. So is tractile A, capable of being drawn or pulled? B, cold to the touch? Or C, denser than lead, i.e. describes one of the heavy metals? Now, you're a heavy metal man, Rookie Rogers. What
This
do you
one's not nice, is it?
think?
I'm going to think the one with the capacity to be towed or pulled.
Right, so you're going for A on behalf of the audience. What about you, Tom?
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
And what about you, Rob? What are you thinking? Not sure.
Well, I was thinking maybe A.
Well, if you think A, go for A.
Because I'm a Cornish boy and we've got tractors around here.
Absolutely. I drive a tractor every day.
See, we're on this.
I've never said that something is tractile. I just say, hey,
But
we
we
can pull that
will.
thing with a tractor.
We're going to say that from now
But
on,
maybe.
aren't we?
Yeah,
Well,
hey,
could
even
you
if I'm
get
wrong.
Did you get my truck out of that ditch? Yeah, I reckon it's tractile.
Absolutely. Even if that's not the meaning of the word,
Yeah,
It is now.
part of my vernacular
Yeah,
as
it's
of
pretty-
right now.
pretty cold to the touch, yeah.
I love it. Yep.
Yeah. No.
Okay, what do you reckon, Tom?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with option B on this.
Cold to the touch. Right. Okay. So B for Tom. I can tell you for round 2, tractile is A, capable of being pulled or
Yeah.
drawn or pulled.
Ah, we got
Hey.
it. We got it.
We might be geniuses.
I reckon we are. I reckon the word didn't exist until just a moment ago when we convincingly said it did, and they've added it to the dictionary in those moments that
That's
Carl looked
amazing.
it up. I reckon.
I've never
Right.
felt so important.
Oh, that is quite amazing.
This is what the show does to you, see.
Wow.
Number 3.
Off to a shitty start here, man.
Yeah, you're crap, Tom. Go.
So, the final word is thraso. 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 So is it A, someone who boasts from, so that's from a character in a play by Roman dramatist Terence? Or is it B, a species of kangaroo, larger than the average kangaroo? Or is it C, an old name for rhubarb? Rhubarb. So is it thraso, A, someone who boasts from a character in a play by Roman dramatist Terence? Is it B, a species of kangaroo, larger than the average kangaroo? Or C, an old name for rhubarb? Now, of course, we'd have to have a tiebreaker. If Tom does draw level, or it's a chance for one of you to win, potentially. What do you reckon?
Mm,
What about you, Rob? What's your gut feeling?
I don't know. When you first said it, I thought threesome, and I was on a different tangent altogether for a good
And you were
chunk
disappointed by the definitions. After
Yeah,
that.
for a good chunk of the question, I was lost.
You're just thinking, what can I do with rhubarb? All right, rhubarb.
Threesomes, rhubarb. Well, actually, I
Oh,
think you
goodness.
might be there. I think I'm going for that rhubarb.
You're going for the
Threesomes,
rhubarb.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going for C. What about you, Tom?
Oh, so I'm just thinking about the thorax. So I'm going to go with the kangaroo shit on this one.
Kangaroo for Tom. And this is where the weight of the world is falling on your shoulders, Rookie Rogers. What do you say?
I'm
Are
going
you
to
going to go with the same as one of them or different?
I'm going to arbitrarily choose the different option, which I don't even remember what it was.
That would be A,
But I
someone
think-
who boasts, won't it? So
Absolutely. I'm feeling boastful.
Rob's
I
gone
like
for
I like
rhubarb. Rhubarb Rob.
Threesome
Kang-
rhubarb. Rhubarb
kangaroo
used in
Tom.
a threesome.
And boastful Rookie. So I can tell you now, it's Rookie. It's someone who
Hey.
boasts after a character.
Oh,
race with-
well done, man. That was well
Yeah,
played.
thank you. Thank you.
Well
that
played.
is the
He-
powers of arbitration.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, I had to Sherlock Holmes the thing, a couple of times, man.
So I can tell you, after several weeks, we've now got Tom's on 3 still, doing very well. Rob's on 1 still.
Fuck off.
Wait,
One.
I thought he got another
Yeah.
one today.
I got tracked there.
Rob graduated.
Oh no, you got the question right, but you didn't win. So I'm saying the winner of the actual.
So that's
So
how we're
fixed,
even.
Rookie.
So,
So
So that
fixed.
now puts
Hey.
the order.
so Rob's still on 1.
Yeah,
So-
one.
Rogers on behalf of the
One.
audience has got them on 4 now in the lead.
Hey, Rob, you might get treated better if you'd stop growing hair like the rest of us.
Yes.
Maybe they wouldn't pick on you so much.
And we know you're
Yeah,
trying
that
to
is
hide
true.
it there, but you can't hide it.
That is very true. Yeah, it is because I've got hair in it, you
Yeah.
bastards.
It's a
That's the first thing I didn't like about you.
It's either that or you're thick.
It's a toupee.
No, Carl, it's the hair. It's the hair.
Oh,
It's
it's
not
the
that
hair.
I'm thick.
Okay.
It's not that I'm
Yeah,
thick.
him
Let's
being
move
thick
away
never
from
bothered
that
me.
one.
I don't mind if he's a dummy. I just don't like that he has hair.
Yeah, we have
Rookie,
got
you
hair in
realise now that you can't get out of this. You're here for every show now because this is the biggest part of the underground sound is called my bluff. I mean, that's the end.
I
of
love
You're
it.
here.
I love it.
That's it. Nobody sticks around for the music. Nobody wants to hear any of the music. This is all that they show up for is the comedy. You know what's even funnier is like we can't grow. How come we have so much fucking facial hair, man? The 3 of us. Like
Because they
Rob,
haven't got-
Rob is
Oh well,
Rob is kind of thin. Rob doesn't even look like his mustache connects to his beard. But yeah, he's got all the shit up here. You know what I mean? So is it
Well,
just
hey, so
is it just
you
the
know how
fact that it
some-
ran away and it's just like came to our face, or what's going on?
you know how some people have flabby bodies and so they wear those slimming things, whatever they're called, Spanx. This is like a Spank for my face. Some of the things that I have to have self-esteem about, they make me have low self-esteem, so I grow hair on those things and I feel better. I do it with my face, my privates. It helps. Yeah. If you're embarrassed of something, grow hair on it. It'll make it better.
Well,
Every time.
you can't even find it in there. It's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love it.
Well,
If you're embarrassed about it, grow hair on it.
I've been naturally blessed by God to grow hair on all those places, except for the
Oh, I
top
thought
of my
you were gonna
head.
say something else then.
Yeah.
well,
Can we
I
not
thought
put
we were
that
going
as
back
the-
to the ruler.
That'd be one of our
Wah,
classic
wah,
lines.
wah.
If you're embarrassed about it, grow hair on it.
I feel that if I grow hair on my privates, then I'm more that way because it looks pretty bad, just hairless as it is. But there's hair there. It's like you really got to go like fucking like machete, like kind of like going through the jungle and everything. You know what I mean?
If there's hair there, it's gone.
I'm just saying. That's me. All right, moving on to track number 5. We have Shahiem. Do you know?
Oh my god.
Oh, I do. So we had Shahiem before. Shahiem before. What was the song we had before? It was the sort of poppy song, wasn't it? It was you'll
It was
remember.
called Low, wasn't it?
Low, that's right. And this one's
Yeah.
Do You Know? I wonder if all the titles are going to rhyme. So some of the comments on here say good, well done, with a thumbs up. Love the harmonies. And not many other comments besides. I said a solid track again, Shahiem. Contemporary, radio friendly, clubby and groovy. Well, let's see what you think. It's clubby and groovy. I don't know why does he put a description for the song? If you like The Weeknd, then you'll love this.
Couple of fires behind that. Help me get this track to 1,000 streams on Spotify, please. Love and 100. Yeah, so some of the comments are obviously kind of just relatively generic. Good, well done, love the harmonies. And then obviously Carl writes a novel afterwards. Yes. So
A proper Englishman. Look at him go.
absolutely. No, he's Carl's on top of his game where leaving comments is concerned. Carl will definitely dissect your song. He'll think about it. This is why it's typically the last comment that you will ever see on any of these songs. It's but here we go with Shahiem, whichever way you pronounce it. This one is called Do You Know, available on Spotify and YouTube from the logos that are presented here. 5 plays, 3 saves, 28 fires, posted 1 month ago. Once again, Do You Know? Let's check it out. Gentlemen, please mute your mics.
All the movie nights, you've got me hung up on that cake that tastes so nice. Your lips on mine is such a magical surprise. Somehow I knew it that I gave you butterflies. I saw it in your eyes. Hope you always know that you make me smile when you always act like that. Beautiful, adorable, and so much more, my love. Always a day that I would just want to surprise you. Different things to show you the feelings my heart feels. Show what I mean by telling the things that you won't know. So do you know I ain't letting you go? You're the place I call home. Girl, you're driving me crazy, baby. Yeah, I'm in love with you now. I can't figure it out, so I'm letting you know. Girl, you make it right. All over your body like fireworks tonight. Can I hold you close, cause I need you by my side. You're the love of my life and I never say goodbye. Love you, girl, till the end of time, yeah, yeah. Hope you always know that you make me smile when you always act like that. Beautiful, adorable, and so much more, my love. Always a day that I would just want to surprise you. Different things to show you the feelings my heart feels. Show what I mean by telling the things that you won't know. So do you know I ain't letting you go? You're the place I call home. Girl, you're driving me crazy, baby. Yeah, I'm in love with you now. I can't figure it out, so I'm letting you know. Every time I'm thankful that I know you. Every time I'm grateful that you're mine. Every time I think about you, girl, cause you're on my mind. Every time I see your face, I'm proud to know that I made you smile. Every time I see your eyes, it lights up now. So do you know I ain't letting you go? You're the place I call home. Girl, you're driving me crazy, baby. Yeah, I'm in love with you now. I can't figure it out, so I'm letting you know. My secret lover, 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 my secret lover. Oh yeah, yeah.
Alrighty, Shahiem or Shahiem, whichever way we pronounce that. Let's see. Do you know Mr. Rookie Rogers?
Man, so I really like that song. I think that guy has a killer voice. The premise of the song was dope. A lot of times songs like that sound cool. I'm very, how do I articulate it? I like lyrics are very important to me. Whatever the song's about is fine. But if lyrics don't, if the whole song doesn't correlate, if it's not all part of the same shared idea, it bugs the crap out of me. And sometimes I feel like that with, I don't know, this genre of pop music. But I think the dude's lyrics were cool. I love the instrumentation of everything. Some critiques I have only on a stylistic level is I wish there was a way fatter bass. I wish the bass guitar was really, really fat and it was mixed kind of like another vocal, like as a leading instrument. And then I did not like the sound of the kick drum. And that's just stylistic. Like, I just wish it had a little more attack. And other than that, other than like some stylistic critiques, like, I thought it was a killer song.
Killer indeed. I've got a little bit of a similar thing going on here, Mr. Smart Monkey.
Yeah, I'm similar feelings. Although I wonder if Ricky's hearing what we sometimes hear, which is this Google version of it, because actually when I've heard like the purer form of it, it's very well produced and the instruments are hitting the right place. So I think, like Ricky, what we found is when you listen to it through this, it's a little bit like constrained and it just sounds a bit shit in places. This track, though, I'm quite impressed with, and I take Ricky's points in that, this genre of music, it can be overplayed. It can be, the lyrics can be meaningless and it's all just poppy. I want to say rubbish, really, sometimes. And, it's all just pushed out there. But this has a bit of thought behind it. And we had a previous track of Shahiem's that which was low, and I was equally as impressed as I am this time around. I think this guy has real talent. And not only is the sort of songwriting good, lyrics good, song construction good, and ultimately I do think the production's good, and it's not conveyed necessarily in here. So I think all of those factors together make him a pretty talented artist and one that we should watch out for, because this is another track. Very solid, very solid. So I'm impressed.
Well, so far we have two people impressed. Carlos Fandango.
Yeah, I too am impressed. It's radio friendly. It does exactly what it says on the tin. This one, it is The Weekend. He's got it, he's captured it, he's nailed it, and I think, probably hearing it on proper sound system would be good, because then you will get that sort of. The Weekend did a great song, I Feel It Coming, with Daft Punk, and it's a bit of that kind of vibe to it. So the bass is giving it a lot of groove, and I think you're right. It's probably got fatter bass on the actual proper sound system. So, but this is a guy with talent and potential that needs to be snapped up. Really, I think he's if he had a proper top level production and studio and everything around him, it'd be equal to The Weekend easily. So, but it's well put together, a well considered track with all due care and attention paid to the little details. Where the beat drops later in the song, in about the 2/3 to 3/4 mark, it comes in actually not where you'd expect it. So he's just thought about that and thought, well, that's the obvious place to put it, but it then comes in a few beats afterwards, and that was really clever. So that's what I like about Shahiem. Shahiem, please tell us how you pronounce your name, because we're bound to have you on the show again. So just come forth and tell us. And but basically, really good. I can't wait to hear his next track.
Hey, Iris, I would like to rescind my comments. It's quite possible that what I was hearing in my headphones doesn't reflect what his song actually sounds like. And if that's the case, man, 10 out of 10. That's an amazing song.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we caught you on the hop here. So what Carl and I do is have a little pre-listen of the tracks before, because that way you get to hear them in their purest form, and you've been jumped on as a last minute thing, so you haven't had the ability to do that. But definitely, yeah, go and have a little listen, because I've been intrigued to
I
see
will
what
for
you
sure.
think of that. Yeah, it'll be good.
Although I tend to forget by this stage of the show, because I put these together 4 or 5 weeks in advance. So by this point, I've forgotten what they sound like sometimes.
And your old age, to be fair, Carl.
I was just going to
Precisely, precisely.
get getting senile dementia coming out and everything like that. Here's
The thing is,
the one thing that I wrote there is just like, I know my handwriting is really sloppy.
What was I say? London.
it actually says louder.
what you want us to talk a bit louder, do you? Yeah.
No,
Okay, we can do that.
No, I got that. I got
Wow.
So we got one that can't remember things, one that can't hear things. I've got my hair just about. This is a great show. This is a great
Oh,
show.
stop fucking bragging about your hair.
I got my hair.
He's the oldest one, and he's got
Not
his
enough.
hair.
Yeah,
That's not-
exactly.
that's-
It's
But
not
take
enough.
this
You have
off.
3 people pissed off at you already. Man?
If I take this off, it all comes off with it.
I would just love to hear this song louder. Is my only thing. Yeah, but production quality. I mean, because you can hear the kick, you can hear the bass, you can hit, but the whole thing is that the volume is not there. It sounds like everything. We had a song like this last week too.
Oh yeah, that was oh, what was he called?
Well,
we've
so
had
hey, a
couple
lot
of
of that though, a lot of that comes from. So if he's mixing and recording at home by himself, he's doing it really well, keeping everything 5 to 6 decibels below where he wants it. Because when he sends it to mastering, they run it through a series of compressions and all kinds of things, and you gain, I don't know, 4 to 6 decibels in that process.
Right.
So he's leaving his producer tons of headroom. So I think, yeah, man, if this is you mixing it yourself, Shahiem, find a great engineer and pay the dude to master this song and send him all your tracks. And man, this thing will blow up for you. This is a great song.
Yeah,
is
you're
great.
bang on, because we have found that Slaps is the raw version that we hear, and then when we sometimes hear a master version pushed onto Spotify, and we're all like, oh well, that sounds totally different, because what they've shared with us on Slaps tends to be the more raw version. So yeah,
Let me take a look at my notes to see if I can find exactly who it was. I don't think it was the last show. I think it was the show before.
oh, what'd say Sky something or other. I can't remember what the song was.
I think it was Sky Sun because it kind of looked like maybe like there was a phoenix kind of like graphic, or it was
Oh no, sorry.
it
Yes,
was
it was.
one.
It was. It was.
It was Helios the Sun.
No. It was.
Was
I
that
can
not
tell
it?
you which. No, it was. It was. I can tell you which one it was. It was the show before last.
Yeah,
Show
it's
39.
really low, wasn't it?
But the actual, it was Itan Selinger, Lonely Trace of You.
Which was the one that I said sounded like City of Angels.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, but
Yeah.
actually on Slaps, on Slaps it's quieter, but on Spotify
It was proper volume. So I think that maybe with this song it might be a very similar thing, because this definitely sounds like a like a mixed down version. So this is definitely you put everything as 0. You send it to your producer, and then your engineer does what they need to do, right? So, but this song again with Shahiem, this one is dope. Definitely the weekend vibe. Okay, anything that has a weekend vibe is going to be hot these days. Honestly, it's going to be it's super tight. The production is nice. The vocals are nice. The vocal delivery is nice. Even if there is auto tune in there, you can't hear it. So everything is kind of like squared away, and it's kind of like on base 1 on where it needs to be. So this has hit written all over it. It's just a matter of like the way that we're listening to it now on Slaps. Myself and the gentleman especially here is because they're listening to like an aftermarket version of it, because everything so gets lost over the Google Meet kind of thing here that this song definitely with a little bit of work is going to make the the top 40. And we're having one of those shows now where this is this is the second half has a lot to live up to, a lot, because so far not only has Carl chosen 4 banger songs, but we've also had a Purple Bowl of Destiny choice, which was probably the best Purple Bowl of Destiny choice. So we 5 banger songs on today's show. Absolutely fantastic. Second half definitely has a lot to live up to. Definitely has tons.
Well, I've got to say, just prepare yourself for disappointment now, just in case, because it's don't expect too much. Last week we had the same, and we were a bit disappointed with the second half, I think. But I like the ones in the second half, but I don't know if you're going to like them as much as you did the first half.
You're very premature, aren't you?
It does seem to be. I'm very front loading the shows, aren't I? It seems at the moment. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very shooting my load early on. Yeah.
Early. I agree.
Is this why we always lose our listeners after the first half?
Yeah, I think
Carl's like, "Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one." Oh, you know what? I'm fucking tired. I need to go to sleep.
I've finished. Fuck the rest of you. I'm going home.
Yeah, it's not quite that, but it's just I like the other songs, but I just looking at how you've reacted to those ones. Sometimes you can't judge the reactions, because sometimes I think, oh, they're going to love that one. Like the synth one, the synth episode. I chose a load of synth tracks. I thought, oh, they're going to love that. They're going to love this. I think you like 1 or 2, maybe.
As many as that.
No, there were 2 good ones. There were 2 good ones on there. For the rest of the show, Carl was on trial. So
that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah,
he was crying. He was crying by the end.
Yeah, I felt like I was in the war album or something, being on trial.
He's like, no, he was seriously. He was giving so many excuses. It was just like, he's like, oh, but I just really want to go home. Where's my money?
Oh,
in either case, before we hit our break here, Shahiem, with Do You Know available on Spotify and YouTube. I'm pretty sure a lot of other places as well, because this was posted a month ago. And following the criticism and the advice there, we do wish you the best of luck, folks. Please do visit the video description below. Find all of these fantastic artists. Go show them some love. Throw them on your playlist. We have had once again a cracking, really, really cracking, banging good time on the first half of the show here. And I don't know, Rookie, are you going to stick around for a second half, or?
I got time for a little bit more, and then I'll have to go. my oldest son graduated 5th grade today.
Hey,
so we're gonna party.
Congratulations!
We're gonna party with candy and kid appropriate things. In case any of you guys were wondering if I was going to party in a bad way with my son, won't be doing that.
No. We do know that Ephraim is indeed a very in-depth Christian, so very much into family values and things of that sort. So, well, if you need to go, then you need to go. We do take our break here and everything like that, so that way Carl can go squeeze one out. Rob and I will refill.
Wait.
No, but that's what he used to say back in the day, right? So we'll end this one on the traditional pen swipe here. Ready? Follow. There you go, folks. Welcome back to the second half of the Underground Sound. Big thank you to Rookie Rogers for joining us for our installment of Call My Bluff, and to review song number 5, which happened to be a very, very kicking song. And as mentioned before, is that second half has a lot to live up to with the first half here. I am DJ Exec. With me, as always, is CarlosFandango, a gentleman known as Smart Monkey. Together, we are putting the us back into music.
So please do like, subscribe, and share, and we'll find the music you like to hear. Love, even.
And don't forget to click on the little bell so you get all the notifications whenever Tom uploads new videos, which is really exciting.
I was about to say Rob's line. That's kind of like I had to stop myself again. This is the thing, when we're doing the show, it's kind of like we're kind of like on a steady flow. Then the extra kind of like stuff happens, like a phone call, and then the brain gets a little bit discombobulated. So I was about to say, please do like, subscribe, or share, but I would very much like for you to comment in the comments section below. Let us know your favorite songs, and I would very much like for you to visit the video description below, so that way you do find all these fantastic artists, and click on their links and do make them your own. Let's help these indie musicians out as much as we possibly can. So once again, crack in half to the first half of the show. Now we're on the second half, and we're on to song number 6, which is a song by Ernest-Vincent Diago with Balancejant.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it sounds about right. Balancejant. Yeah, something like that. So what do we know about... Well, that profile is quite a sort of scary sort of picture, isn't it? It's quite, it's quite a cool picture, actually, the artwork. But I'm sure you can share that in a minute. But he's from Casinos in Spain. Now, the influences include, this is quite a nice mixture of things. So some I haven't heard of, like Franco Battiato, Golpes Bajos, the Cave Dogs, but also Swing Out Sister, Everything But the Girl, Christopher Cross, some old names there, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, The Smiths, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Vangelis, The Rezillos, Buzzcocks, quite an eclectic mix of things there. It says about this track, well, we've got not much of a description from the artist. However, it says, cool, you got talent, one of the comments on here. Groovy. I've put, I like that, jaunty and plainful. But it's not really had loads of comments, but it has 3 saves from 33 plays. So I don't know, this is a bit different. We've had an instrumental track already, and this is another instrumental track, which is unusual for us to have 2 in one show. But see what you think. A bit different, this one.
Well, it's not quite unusual for us to have 2 in one show. We've done it before, that's for sure. So posted 1 month ago, 33 plays, 3 saves, 9 fires on this one. Ernest-Vincent Diago with Balance. I'm just going to really think this is just going to be Balancejant.
Yeah, go with that.
Kind of seems like that. So let's check out Balancejant. Let's see. While you gentlemen are reviewing, I'm going to go check out some of the influences here. So, Smart Monkey.
Yeah, okay. So it's a bit of an odder track, this one. I'll put this into a little bit of an experimental style. It says alternate rock. I feel like it's experimental rock a little bit. So when I first heard it, I was like, it's a bit odd. It sounded almost like one of those tracks you would get, and this is only from the initial parts of the track, the sort of a demo tracks you would get on one of those Portasound keyboards that you would buy, and you press the button, you said demo it for me, and it would suddenly go into this like almost like MIDI parts. That said, as it progresses, it totally changes, and then it becomes a lot more interesting. And certainly that bass and drum riff that sort of kicks in for a very brief moment in that initial part, and then it sort of moves on again, I really like. So it's an unusual one for me, because it's not one that I would necessarily put on any of my playlists. But every time I listen to it, I was like, there is a place for this track. And it to me, it feels like it's a very commercial track. It could very easily sit on adverts. It could very easily sit on games. It could very easily sit on possibly even a kid's TV show or a comedy show. It has something really commercial about it. Is it your mainstream sort of music you put on your playlist to listen day to day? No, I don't think so. But is it something that could really catch on in some sort of game or something? Yeah, I think it definitely has something about it. So as much as at first I felt awkward with it, by the end of it, I was like, actually, there's a place for this. It's a solid track if pitched right.
I think Rob and I may have some similar topic points on this one. Carlos Fandango.
It's certainly an interesting one, isn't it? It's so basically it's got some interesting elements on it. I like the groove of the thing. The vibe is good, particularly the opening part. There's parts of it that sound a bit like Penguin Cafe Orchestra type of song, and then it goes into this sort of groovy number with the bass doing this. So that's quite a cool groove. But and you've got the 70s rock organ in there, trumpet and the finger cymbals, electric guitar, the bass with its cool licks. So it's a nice bunch of elements and things there. TV, I've written down, TV ads, quirky, but it's kind of it's one of those tracks that's kind of it back in the day type of track. So if you might never have seen these, but there's a series of records. Well, they're available on DVD and for download. But if you look up anything like the KPM 1000 series, there's a whole raft of instrumental tracks that were used as a music recorded library, as a stock library for people to use on TV programs. So there'll be a lot of, particularly British programs, so there's a lot of these themes, and it feels like it's something lifted straight from one of those KPM albums of the 70s and early 80s. It almost feels like a sort of quirky 80s TV show for youths kind of thing, so it's like we're going to be hip and trendy and cool and that kind of thing, a why don't you kind of program that we used to have. So I just it's a quirky little number. It's not going to be for everybody, but there'll be some people out there. There's a bit of a niche for this sort of thing, I think. But you're right, it could be used in TV. It reminded me a little bit of the National Lottery type of ad as well. Like it's a bit like that. So was it 3 is the magic number they used for the National Lottery? Whatever, 3 is the magic number. Whatever it was, it's bit of that in there, so I could imagine it being used in modern day context as a sort of retro ad style thing. It's potential commercial use for it, I think. I
think there's a lot of potential commercial use for it. The first thing that I really thought about is if both of you gentlemen remember when the Nintendo 64 came out, especially because then we were kind of like moving on to this 64-bit kind of like gaming realm. But even beforehand, with the PlayStation or whatever the case may be, we had like real music on video games. So this very much, in the very beginning, I thought that we were going to hear something that was going to be kind of like Legend of Zelda, kind of like where it really sounded kind of like maybe kind of like imperial and very kind of like how do I put it, like kind of like majestic, right? So it kind of like had that feel to it, and then it really moved on to this kind of like campy bit of a jaunty tune and everything like that, which is all well and good. And to your point, Carl, right over there is like, okay, so if you're doing an advert for Folgers coffee or something, right, where somebody takes their first sip of coffee and then dun, dun, and here we go with the day and everything like that. So the commercial applications of the song, I think, are really just they're there. There's no denying that. I like the effects because especially with the guitar solo, it kind of like sounded like it was being played on one of those portable like battery operated like kind of like amplifiers that you have that you could like carry around with you, strap it to your belt, and it's like it's like a nice 4-inch speaker that you can go around and your guitar solos. But the production quality overall, I gotta say, was pretty decent. I'm not going to say it was great or fantastic or anything like that, but it was pretty decent for what it was. It definitely sounded a bit like a better production, and it doesn't sound like any of the influences listed, but that's not a bad thing. As once again, the criticism given here is the fact that this could be used in commercials. It could be used in again, coffee commercial, car commercial, soda commercial, whatever the case may be. There could be a lot of stuff where you're kind of like going throughout your day and you have a bit of like a wah kind of like blah kind of like day going on, and then whatever happens puts you into this jolly kind of mood and everything like that, right? So I definitely see commercial applications for this song, and it is a good song, even though it's not going to probably make a lot of people's playlist as a permanent feature. I think honestly, on my behalf, that that once was enough for me. But again, if I heard this on the TV, then I mean, I can't swipe away from it. You know what I mean? It's just going to be there as what it is. So I'm going to say, nice job.
Fair enough.
Keep up the good work and keep the music coming. So a name that I do recognize, probably from a few shows back, Nels Peterson.
We had it on the Nels Peterson. We had on the what was it called? What's it called? I forgot what the October thing is. When they what's it called? Halloween.
Halloween. Okay.
I forgot what it's called. Halloween. Getting tired now. So this is Ephemeral and featuring Konin Edwards Atta on sax. So we've had an unusual track just then, but this one I think is also unusual. I mean, I'd mentioned, but this is it's a bit of an oddity because I mentioned last time about them, Nels Peterson having different sort of influences, including Klaatu, and I think this one's got much of the same. But it's only had the one comment from me. It's only had the one save from me, and a few fire from people, and 34 plays. So I'm thinking maybe I'm missing something, but I thought it's interesting enough to play on the show. But I don't know, maybe I've got it wrong, and it's I don't know. See what you think, because it's an unusual track, that's for sure.
Well, when you say stuff like that, that makes me think that that the second half on this of the show is on a downward trajectory.
I did say don't get too excited. Yep. Prepare yourself.
I don't remember much about this one, but thought it was kind of an interesting track.
I tell you what, I'm going to cut this short. I'm going home. I'll see you later. Just let me know how it goes.
Speaking of Klaatu, I just I put The Day the Earth Stood Still on TV last night as I was going to sleep, and fell asleep to that. So that was pretty fun to see. I like that Carl had wrote here that it's Ephemeral fat Konin Edward Atta on sax. So it's not featuring. He's fat.
Did I say fat?
You did.
Down with the
No,
kids.
it's his feet, didn't I? Featuring?
She's down with the kids. That's the trouble.
Surely not. Surely not.
No.
I mean, my comments on here was saying interesting track, quite a variety of textures and sounds.
Mhm.
See what you think. I mean, I'm just curious to know what you think.
You
Now.
see that? You see that one right there? FAT, fat.
Oh, I see. I'll put it there. If I sorry.
He's down with the kids. You PH, mate. Next time, all right?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, it should be. It should be the pH fat. So, yeah, let's check this one out. Nels Peterson with Ephemeral featuring Konin Edward Atta on saxophone. So, let's check it out.
She's in love, but it's temporary. Sleeps rolled up, perpetuates of lust, and it goes up and down the train. Go and cut me out the frame, or somewhere else entirely. And with that sound beating on a lonely drum like it's what keeps us going, losing it, but I'm not showing the rest of all there is. These days come wrapped in cellophane, hard to touch. She's ephemeral, breathing slow. Ease your suffering. Please be gentle, pouring out the last of us. At the restaurant, it all came crashing down the sidewalk and into the street for the rest of us to see.
All righty then. Not a huge fan of jazz myself, but you know, a good saxophone is a good saxophone. Smart monkey. Just let him keep talking until he figures it out.
Yeah, you little cheeky. So, okay, rewind. So yeah, it's a bit of psychedelic jazz. So I've got mixed feelings on this one. There's some really nice elements to this, and there's some really nice production qualities to some of this track. There's some really good choice of instruments. The layers are good. I feel like it's a track of two parts, and I don't know, Tom might agree on this one because I know Tom has a good ear for this sort of stuff. I feel like one part has been well produced, and then another part has some bit overlaid. Now, the bits that are overlaid are possibly the key bits that are supposed to be the shining bits of the track, that being the sax, the vocals, and the guitar. And the rest of it is almost like complimentary, but the rest of it is really quite nicely done, and it sounds really good. And I feel like the other bits, whether they've been recorded over the top separately, they just don't quite blend into the mix. Now, the track on it as a whole, you know, it's good, but because those bits don't quite blend in, because those other bits have been done so well, you know, the guitar, the sax, the vocals just jar with me. They're really jarring with me, and they shouldn't be doing, because the sax is well played, the guitar is well played. I'd even say that Nels' vocals are right. They aren't perfect, but you know, vocals don't have to be perfect. I quite like a quirky vocal every now and then, but if they're sitting out and then all of the faults of this there to hear and see too much, you pull them back in and you blend them into the track a little bit more. So I think, you know, generally it's not a bad track. It just needs a bit of love, and you know, it is a lush sounding track. So let's bring those other bits in to be as lush as the rest, in my opinion.
All right. You have listened to the song before, yes? Yeah. Okay. Maybe listen to it one more time. I totally get what you're getting at. I totally get what you're getting at. But I think if you listen to it again, it might alleviate some of the stuff that you're talking about.
In a better
in a better way, because honestly, I'm not the hugest fan of jazz. I really like the saxophone in this one, but Carlos Fandango, you take it away, sir, before I go on a rant here.
I think Rob's probably right, because, well, at least on this listen through this moment, hearing it tonight, it's the vocals were sitting on top of the song rather than blending in, which is obviously one of Tom's big bugbears as well. But I think, you know, stereo delay, plate reverb, short decay reverb, that would sort of settle it into the mix more. The music itself, I mean, it's like it's a bit of an oddity. If nothing else, this track is very interesting because it's got, you know, a sort of 60s tinged retro sound of the Zombies musically a little bit there going on, and other things as well. You've got that plateau sort of vocal and strangeness and all the sound effects and background and things where it's sort of creating an atmosphere. So it's an atmosphere song, very much like Ghost in the Hall was. So I've also got oh yeah, there we are, and it's a nice atmosphere. It's very spacey in places. The sax solo I've written down, it's a bit like a Bowie type sax solo, or Ronnie Ross's solo on Walk on the Wild Side type of thing, where it's sort of sax fading out. Yeah, that was really good, actually. That was sax. We don't hear sax enough on songs these days, and it just goes to show what a bit of oomph and class it adds to a song. It just adds a different dimension. It is one of the sexiest instruments, so it immediately makes a track sexier. And I've also written down orchestration. Now, on Ghost in the Hall, Nels Peterson's orchestration was just fantastic. And here it's good. It's he's really good at doing this. The woodwind in particular, the wind section in the orchestra always sounds good. And on Ghost in the Hall, it was fantastic in like sort of D-list sort of thing in terms of the way it was approached. But anyway, he's definitely got his own style. And I wasn't sure about the song. I'm still not sure about it. I don't like it as much as Ghost in the Hall, but it's different. This is a different kind of song. And I don't know, there's something about it I do like, something about it I'm not sure of. Can't quite make up my mind.
I actually do know what I like about the song.
Mm.
Well, okay. The saxophone to me is very reminiscent of Baker Street. You know, I mean, it's one of those classic saxophone solos that is going to resonate throughout time, right? Na, 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 da, na, 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 da, na, 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 na. So the saxophone solo right there is very reminiscent of that. You know, Careless Whisper being obviously another one that's going to be a great saxophone solo that we're always going to know about. So this saxophone solo in here really came in at a really good time, and you know, the light kind of like tapping of the drums that was going on was really cool for me. Now I know that I usually do have a beef with this. I usually do with the vocals. Yeah, there's overlaid portions of this, but in this case, I really think it worked for this song. And I know that I don't usually say that, but this one really kind of like, this song really made me kind of like dip in the chair and kind of like relax. It really gave me a nice kind of like sense of calm and everything like that. Because so if you remember a song by Cantaloupe, right, which was called Groovy, Jazzy, Funky, Ounce, Bounce, Dance as we dip in the melodic scene, rhythm keeps flowing and drips the MC, Sweet Sugar Pop, Roxy Pop. What that had a lot of jazz fusion to it. So I thought that this song was kind of like something similar where it had a little bit of jazz fusion. So Cantaloupe I kind of like put on the side just because for the fusion part. But for me, I think that the stylistic portion, especially with the lyrics, was a cross between Damon Albarn from the Gorillaz and Syd Barrett from Pink Floyd, and I really think that those two melded into each other, and with this kind of like smooth jazz, kind of like funk, kind of like thing where you didn't really know what was going on, just really worked for me personally. You know, I get it, I totally get it why people wouldn't be like interested in this per se, right? It's not everybody's cup of tea, but for me, it's just I'm picking up on that. You know, when you're talking about the Gorillaz and Pink Floyd, so you're talking about the what is it, 65, 60, 66 Pink Floyd, and you're talking about like 98 Gorillaz. This kind of like style, kind of like coming combined with itself, is I think that this is what we're getting with this song here. And I quite enjoyed it. I did actually, you know, up on why you did pick this song to actually be in the official lineup. So groovy.
Well, I couldn't believe what I was hearing when you were saying about the vocals. I thought you were going to pick up on that and say, no, didn't like that, but so that got one of those from me. I say what?
Say what?
Say what? Yeah.
I had to write that down because I thought, I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Yeah, no.
I think we're like that on this show, aren't we? We don't need a perfect vocal. I mean, obviously, when a perfect vocal works, it's fine. But then also an imperfect vocal can make a difference of a track. It can, you know, it can bring a unique style out. So it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect.
No, nothing really necessarily has to be perfect in music, right? I mean, you know, there's perfection and imperfection, as they say, you know. So I mean, something can be off a little bit and still make all just that much difference on what you're listening to, you know. A subtle shift in a key will make a song go from joy to sadness in no amount of time whatsoever. This is what, you know, people like Bach and Strauss and, you know, Beethoven, like everybody understood this when playing these classical music like masterpieces that they did, right? Is just a subtle key shift, a subtle note change will make it go from joy to sadness. And that's why still probably my favorite piece of classical music to this day, the Moonlight Sonata, is just absolutely one of the most brilliant pieces of music that I think that I will ever listen to. I don't think that anybody can go back and top what these composers have actually done in the past. This really led the way to modern music, and for a long time, to myself, I thought that that kind of like techno and electronica is the classical music of the future, because we don't really use a lot of vocals or anything like that. We use instruments, and we use instruments to convey emotion. And when you could use music, especially without any lyrics behind them, to convey emotion, then I think that's absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's one of those things. Something can move you or kill you without having to say a word is just absolutely phenomenal. With this one, normally I would, yes, again, have a problem with the lyrics, but blending in that Syd Barrett style with David Albarn, once again, this Gorillaz and Pink Floyd style, kind of like coming together, really, really made this song work for me in this case. So,
Interesting.
Any objections?
No objections.
No objections. All right.
I totally agree. I think that the song generally was a really good song. The only issue I had was just maybe 2-3 layers were a little bit higher than the rest and pull them in. I think as the song goes, I think it was a pretty damn good song, to be fair. And certainly those initial layers, those harmonies, those lush instrumentations that you had before the guitar, before the sax, before the vocals kick in, were beautifully done. And then I just felt the others were a little bit higher, but nothing major with it. It's a good track. It's a good track.
Have you ever been falling asleep and then like you have your playlist going and like Frank Zappa or like Mr. Bungle comes on, right? And then it kind of like wakes your mind up because just how eclectic it is.
Yeah, and sits almost like jars with you, but in a positive way, if that makes sense.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
It's supposed to, dare I say, is fuck with your mind a little bit.
yeah. This is a psychedelic trip, right? So I'm thinking that if honestly that if you had this on that kind of like on a chill out playlist or one of those playlists with like Frank Zappa or Mr. Bungle or bands of that nature, if this song came on, it would fit right in, but it would also be like it would get the neurons kind of like stirring and get you to think about it, so I did enjoy it. So once again, for the things that I do not like about this type of music, which is jazz in particular, first of all, and then the overlaid vocals, I got to say that this is a great piece of work here. I got to honestly say. So on to our second installment of the Purple Ball of Destiny.
Dum, dum, dum. There it is, the Purple Ball. I'll switch them around. We've got just only a few in here because it's Carlos chooses, DJ X Tech chooses, Smart Monkey chooses, and of course, we've also got Ferrero could choose as well. So, Ferrero, calling Ferrero, are you coming to join us?
He's here.
We've had the owl. Now,
Ferrero.
This is Ferrero's moment to shine. Has he been drinking?
Likely.
Very likely. Okay.
Yeah, Ferrero likes a little tipple. You're right there, Ferrero. He's already got my cable. Every time I go of the cable. Are you right there, Ferrero? How you doing?
I'm thinking this bowl's rigged already.
He's got his
bandana,
rock bandana on. Of these, not wearing it very well.
It sounded like he said something a bit rude.
No, careful, he's. I think he's just misunderstood. I like to hold him, just prop him up a little bit. What's the matter? Oh, now your banana's fallen off.
His banana?
There we go.
I believe it's called a bandana.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what these terms are. Right, we're back.
Excellent. I'm glad Ferrero's found his voice now. He's got the confidence to.
He doesn't look very happy at the moment. I think it's where I got my hand. Ferrero, have a little lift up.
That doesn't look good.
It's shield your eyes.
He'll be talking in a very high voice by the sound of it then.
Back the banana. Fuck the banana. What? Right, he's
Right.
off.
I'm going to scoosh around. You call it Ferrero, and it might be your name that comes out.
No, I can't say that. He's trying his best. He's trying his. It's Carl. He does this every week. No, you prick.
Did you say now?
Yeah, I think so. I think you did.
But you're not going to like the answer if you did say now, because it's me to choose. Did you want me to pull you out and not off? Out, Ferrero?
No.
No, he said if you're going to be as petty as pulling your own, carry on.
Well, I could take mine out. I don't mind. Yeah.
No, he said you always pull your own normally.
But just the proof isn't easy.
Out of shot.
Wow. He's
What have you got? What have you
bit
pulled?
mouthy. We choose Carlos Fandango. So I get to choose the category.
Yeah. It's not like you get enough attention with putting the whole show together, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I
yeah.
did say I'll pull
yeah.
another one out. I don't mind.
No, you've
Come on.
pulled your own again.
We're ribbing here. Come on.
I tell you what, then, if I go on to slaps now, and I'll
What's that,
just
Ferrero? You're whispering into my ear, and I can hear you with my headphones on. I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
it's clever, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty clever. But that's one of those things. So we've had that. We haven't had a country one tonight, have we? And I don't think we've got any country ones coming up.
Was that Ferrero? You like a bit of country?
You do.
Ferrero can say it better than I can.
Ferrero, you like country music, cowboy music?
I could just carry on for a moment.
Okay, let's go country because we haven't had one this week, and they're normally consistent, aren't they? Although recently there's been a few, non-country songs on there. I could choose
Careful.
something we haven't had before, though, if you want.
Careful, Ferrero. He's trying very hard. I think Ferrero's going to hear the track before he makes any comment. All right. Ferrero's lost
Okay.
his voice.
You guys tell jokes. I'm probably gonna have to listen to about 4 or 5 of these before we actually find a country track. So
Right. Well, I have got
Jokes.
I've got
Oh my god.
I've got a couple of jokes here, or if you want universally challenged, it's that. But
That's a big
Jokes.
but.
yes, big buts indeed. That's pretty bad. These are dad jokes, by the way. These are dad jokes. So I will warn you now. Why don't centipedes play football? By the time they've got their boots on, the match is over.
That's very good, isn't it? It's very good. Very good, isn't that, Ferrero? No, not really. You've
All right,
got a very
Ferrero.
soft voice there at the moment.
Try this one, Ferrero.
Here you go. Have a little
What,
drink. Here you go, Ferrero.
oh God, what did the grape say when someone sat on it? Nothing. It just let out a little wine.
Oh, you got Ferrero's interest there with a little bit of wine.
Yeah, he likes his drink, doesn't
He
he?
likes a little bit of wine.
Oh no, you said that one before. That was pretty bad. What's black and white? Oh no, I'm not even going to go there.
And red all over. Newspaper.
No, it was what's black and white and very noisy. A zebra with a drum kit. That's really awful.
What shit? Oh wait, come on.
What happened to the hen who laid the world's largest? No, I'm not even going to go. Sorry, these are so bad. These are dreadful. What do you get hanging from banana? No. I'm not going to do this. Why
are you still reading the same book?
Why
That sounded like almost
There's got to be one. There's got to be one.
politically incorrect on that one.
It wasn't too bad. Why does a giraffe have such a long neck?
We've got big balls. What?
No, try again, Ferrero. Or don't. Maybe don't.
I've got small balls. Stop it. There's nothing to do with balls. It's a zebra. I don't know why balls. Have
A
anything
giraffe.
to-
Giraffe.
Oh, it's a giraffe.
Yes, the zebra done passed already. So
So why did the giraffe have such a long neck? The
Because
answer
it
is
got big balls. No, I think just because I got it wrong and it's a zebra, I think the goat. The goat. Oh my god! We've got a right zoo going on. Oh my god!
so yeah, right. Okay, so why does a giraffe have such a long neck? Because its head is so far from its body.
Balls. He is right on that one because his head is quite a long way from his balls. To be fair, he has got that one.
Oh, do you want one more, Ferrero? What do you reckon?
Yes. I got a bit posh now. I'm going to hide my mouth.
Yes. Okay.
I've got a bit posh.
Okay.
Well, actually, let's get very posh drunk now.
Like Lord Charles. So, waiter, what's this fly doing in my soup? Waiter says, it looks like the backstroke, sir.
No, the front crawl. He's got a point on that one.
Yeah, that was
that one was actually okay.
What do you think, Ferrero?
Daddy, the fucking fly.
You'd like a fly in your soup, wouldn't you?
Yes. He's getting more warmed up now.
Well, should think so with your hand there.
I love how
you
Rob-
enjoying the show? Fucking rubbish! All right, come on. There's no need for the bad language. Come on, have another little drink.
Oh, making him worse. Making you worse as well.
I'll take the rest of this. Okay.
Every one of you, as I have, and for some reason it gets worse. I don't understand.
Oh goodness.
So who have we got, Tom?
Here we go. So we have a gentleman by the name of Matt Walker. Okay.
It's funny, isn't it, how we see whenever the Socky talks, he sort of goes right in front of my face. Whenever Ferrero talks, he goes right in front of your face. For some reason, hiding your mouth by coincidence.
I'm just cuddling Ferrero. He's a very cuddly frog. Fuck off. Oh, right, that's it. You off. Go on. Dirty frog.
Get your hands on my ass.
He's a dirty frog.
He is Ferrero the horny toad. So you know. Should I sing the jingle today?
Yeah, go on, do it. Have you got it? You remembered?
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, of course. It's one of those things. It's one of those things that it sticks in your mind. Are you putting your hand up? Is that okay? Good. Yeah. So, ready? When the beer is hot and the girls are cold, that's when you have Ferrero, the horny toad.
Well, Ferrero,
Ribbit.
What do you think, Ferrero? That's fucking rubbish. All right, come on. He tried hard. He sung us that earlier on.
Hey.
So ungrateful. So ungrateful.
I'm serious. I did try hard on that one.
oh, I thought it was good, Ferrero. Well,
I thought it was decent.
he was ungrateful. The ungrateful frog.
Oh,
I think that might be part of the reason.
Ah, yeah, they're Ferrero's innards, aren't they? You take it out. He's had colonic irrigation.
His pacemaker. Touch and go
That's
from now
serious
on,
operation.
Ferrero.
the earlier surgery that we had. Nashville, Tennessee, in the United States, we have Matt Walker. All Over the Wall is the name of this song. Coming in at 3 minutes, 6 seconds, says, I grew up in a very small town called Possum Trot, Kentucky. Yes, I didn't misspell that. I have spent the last 2 decades serving as a veteran in the Navy. One of my greatest loves has been music and golf. I have used my experiences to shape my music, and I am really proud of what I have been able to accomplish the last few years. So this one is called Over the Wall, as mentioned. It only has 5 plays because it was posted yesterday in the country section, and it is a proper country song. So 5 plays, 0 saves, 3 fires so far. Comments include dig it and very, very good. Presenting screen now. Matt Walker kind of looking like a proper country musician in this photo right over here. What?
You're
No,
asking for trouble saying stuff like that.
I said the whole word.
I know you did, but it takes one slip up, and then we alienate another musician forever.
Nobody would ever make that kind of slip.
Yeah, we've
Looks like a proper.
we've never heard back from Kevin Dakin, as a matter of fact.
No, we haven't, and I've laid praise as well, and yeah, it was a good song.
Yeah,
Living Inside of Lonely, I remember it.
feel quite guilty on that one.
Gee, I wonder why.
Ferrero, it was your fault.
Ferrero wasn't even alive then yet, man.
What a great place to grow up and live, though. Possum Trot. Aren't there some great names in America?
Yes, Possum Trot, Kentucky.
Hmm.
Who would have thought of that? So my friend Nick from back in the day was from a place called Rabbit Hash, Kentucky. So
Rabbit gash.
Rabbit Hash.
Oh, sorry, misheard that.
Yes. Oh boy! Before this goes any further, let's just take it over here. Matt Walker with All Over the Wall, available on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and YouTube. My first single about life and how it's all over the wall. Let's check it out.
Took your dress, but I dropped the ball. Believe the mess was worth it all. Tell my brothers they can't see all the colors bothering me. All over the wall, I act so tall, but I feel so small. All over the wall, I act so tall, but I feel so small. 'Cause my feelings are all over the wall. You don't text and you don't call. We had sex despite it all. Try to be calm and understand. You don't want me as your man. All over the wall, I act so tall, but I feel so small. All over the wall, I act so tall, but I feel so small. 'Cause my feelings are all over the wall. Pain, the scars will break our hearts. Only time will tell how deep they feel. All over the wall, I act so tall, but I feel so small. All over the wall, I act so tall, wall, but I feel so small, 'cause my feelings are all over the wall.
All right, that was a song that was posted yesterday called All Over the Wall by Matt Walker. Smart Monkey, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was a nice, gentle piece of, careful now, country music.
Country music.
Yeah, I mean, it's got nice voice. He's, you know, it's a gentle ballad style country song. Country's not my normal sort of genre of music, so it's difficult because I always find myself like listening to these tracks and then going, look, they're all solid, they're all very good, and then trying to sort of pigeonhole myself and say, right, which ones would I pick to put on a playlist? And we've had one or two. I mean, this one's nice enough, and I think for the right sort of fan base, they're gonna enjoy this. It's subtle, it's gentle, his vocals, there's nothing wrong with them. They're solid. He's a good-looking guy. Just for me, you know, I find it difficult sometimes to do any more than just sort of go, well, is it a nice track? Is it a good is it a good country track? Yeah, it is. It is. Is he a good-looking guy? Yes, he is. Has he got a nice jacket on? Yes, he has. No, I'll just stop there before
Definitely a stylish shirt. Yeah.
You say I'm a married man, and you know where's this going? I have no idea, but you know, no, it's a good track. It's a good voice.
Good-looking
But
guy.
I think I'll leave it up to you guys because you're a bit better on the old country music than I am.
Well, I mean, I've mentioned before, you know, country music is definitely not my forte at all. So, Carlos Fandango.
I think Bowl chose fairly well again, and concur fully with Rob's comments. It's simple.
He's got a nice jacket. He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, very good-looking guy. Yeah, and but very simple acoustic, plain, stripped back country music song, a ballad. Pleasant number. Very personal, intimate song. You know, the lyrics are nice, conveys it well with his voice, and he has got a nice country voice. That's it. I think it's pleasant song. So I think, you know, on a country music channel on radio station, that would sit nicely with maybe something after Don Williams if you're doing something old, something new, and that would be quite nice because Don Williams, although he's got a deeper register on his voice, it's that kind of sort of personal song about relationships was what his forte was. In fact, some of his songs are great, so that would go quite nicely together. But yeah, and maybe perhaps on the other side of the Don Williams number, and this would be our friend. We've got one coming up. I forgot his name. Oh God, where's his name gone? Anyway, getting tired, so the name's gone. But this would sit well on a country music channel. So very nice.
The Ferrero frog, Benny chance.
No, it's Frankie Medlin. Frankie Medlin.
There we are. See,
it was because you said the F word.
Yeah,
well,
the
Ferrero.
The F word.
I did not hear anyone say the F word.
You dropped the F bomb, Ferrero. Yeah.
Oh, the Ferrero bomb is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, it's shaped like a bomb, isn't it? It's just like a little
Right.
bomb,
Hey.
and just as explosive.
Not exclude round people, you know. So, no,
Yeah.
listen, I think the song is very cool in its simplicity. Honestly, we had an acoustic guitar and a slide guitar in the background. A pretty good vocal to match the instruments. So this is a ballad type country song. Again, as I say, kind of like every episode when we have a country song going on, is that I wish that I knew more about country to have further comparisons. The only person that right now I could think of would be I would say that this sounds kind of like Garth Brooks-ish, right? But again, I'm not 100% because I don't really know like Garth Brooks's, like full body of work. Like obviously we know "Achy Breaky Heart" and stuff that we've heard on the radio and so forth. So, but I mean, it's just I think that what lies really well in this song is the fact of the simplicity of it. There's not too much going on. We don't have a lot of drums. We don't have a lot going on here. So once again, we have the acoustic and the slide guitar going on with some vocals. It's definitely a lighter holder, or these days obviously it's a phone holder with the flashlight going. But back in the day, we used to hold lighters up in the air with a ballad type song at concerts and everything. So like I said, decent. I got to think that Purple Bowl's 2 for 2 today, but it definitely chose one better than the other. What are you doing, Mike?
I'm just thinking this might be even further back than Lighters was probably Matches. Oh,
And we do know that
maybe that
Carl's a
doesn't
bit
work.
of
The moment you start singing, it blows out.
Carl's a bit of a pyromaniac, and we know that already.
Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't wise, was it, doing that? But
He's
yeah.
already spilt wax all down his pants on past one.
Took a little while to clean off.
Did you
actually.
manage to wash that out?
Well, I took Susie's
No,
tip
did
of
you?
putting
Did
a
you?
brown paper bag and iron on that at the medium heat, and it heated up the wax, soaked it up, job done.
Hmm.
You got
How's
to
it handy?
you got to keep up with the group chat, my friend. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's been said since then?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Rob.
Yeah. No,
Rob needs
I
to-
had already kept up with the group chat. I was hoping to drop him in it in some sort of way. Because if you remember, I did say,
Oh.
yeah, use a brown paper bag, put your trousers in it, and set a light to
Oh,
it.
yes.
The job's a good one.
Well, luckily I tried Susie's
My
method
bad on that
first.
one.
But either way, it would have solved the problem to a degree,
Yeah.
to
I
a
did say
greater
you
or lesser
can.
degree. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I won't go where I did make another comment about licking it out, but that's not. Oh my God.
And the wax, yeah.
That sounds even worse.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't even plan to say that, but it's even funnier.
All right. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break because we're approaching song number 9 here. Rob's gonna go get a glass of water.
And lick it out.
Carl's gonna get like a glass of Red Bull,
Oh my God.
like maybe just like a shot of Red Bull or something.
Yeah, I need
We
to wake
get
up.
a little sip of like espresso or coffee or something like that. But before we go, lads, we have an email.
Oh my God. Oh.
Are you all prepared?
Are you ready for this one, Rob, or should we wait until after the break?
No, go for it, man. I'm ready. God, I'm born ready.
Okay. Oh, we have an email that says, lads. Oh, this is kind of disturbing. Oh, it says, let me be frank with you. I disagree with most of the things you say. Your jokes are terrible. The show is too long, and I can't say I particularly like any one of you on a personal level.
Wow.
However,
Great.
what you're doing is great for independent music artists. So hats off to the underground sound.
Oh, I'm not sure what to think of that.
Yeah, who's that from? Tom?
That's sorry. Excuse me, I had to cough. That is from a one Roger Waters.
Roger Waters. Oh wow! I mean, writer of The Wall, Dark Side of the Moon, and Wish You Were Here. I mean, I don't mind taking criticism from the Roger Waters. I mean, wow. I really don't mind taking criticism from the Roger Waters. Can we just do that again?
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. You didn't let me finish. It's one Roger waters the gardens at Sunnydale's retirement community in Homosassa, Florida. He's the head gardener there.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's rained on my parade.
Pissed on it, I'd say.
He says he listens to the show while he's tending to his flock. That's what he calls his flowers, and it ends there. Yeah.
Oh, Rob, have you got Ferrero there?
He's not even here. Oh my god. Yeah. A bit of editing.
So he tends to his flowers and he calls them a flock. That's a bit odd, isn't it?
Bit of editing. A bit of editing in between. Oh my god. Where are we?
Why would you call flowers a flock?
This is where Ferrero kicks in.
Where were we?
Is Ferrero gone? We're on Ferrero's line now.
Whoosha!
Hey. So, Tom says, and it ends there.
Tom, say your line again.
Oh, okay. So, what line? I mean,
He says.
I was trying to make it seem like it was unscripted.
Look,
but
he's
like,
ready to go. He's
ready to go. He says he listens to the show while he's tending to his flock, and that's what he calls it. That's what he calls his flowers, and there.
Flowers. Oh my god. Ferrero, come on, let's try that again. Flocking flowers. They give me hay fever. It was beautiful, wasn't it? Oh my god.
Now it's you, Rob.
Was it?
Now it's you.
It's Ferrero, Rob, then Ferrero.
Here we go. Flocking flowers, they give me hay fever. Yes, particularly Oh my god, this is so.
You came up with this one.
Right, okay, here we go. Take 3. Flocking flowers, they give me hay fever. Yes, particularly. I can't even remember what the fucking bit was. Oh,
Here.
Volve vulgaris.
Volve, did I say that? I don't
Well, you
believe I
said
come up
vulva,
with...
so I thought I'd make
Yeah.
it more Latin by putting
Yeah,
vulva.
I think I'll go back to my bit.
I'll present the screen to you. So
Back to my bit. Here we go.
maybe make it a little easier for you.
And action. Fucking flowers, they give me hay fever. Yes, particularly vulva vulgaris. Oh my god, I've got another bit.
No,
Ferrero has another bit.
Yeah, Ferrero, sorry, Ferrero's a little bit.
Mock
Jurg of vulva vulgaris. Who the? Oh my!
You got
Right.
Mock being sick as well. Like,
Take 3. 4. Take 4.
It's like 5 or 6, but okay.
Flocking flowers, they give me hay fever. Yes, in particular, vulgar. No, let's just give it up. Move on. Oh my god. Hold on. No, let's see if we can get this last line. Come on,
I'm
we
sorry,
do
the
this.
back of my head hurts.
We can do this last line for her. Come on. You can't just throw a
that's
10.
this just sounds like Zippy every time. Fucking flowers.
You can't. All right, let's see if we can do the whole lot. Let's go with this whole lot. Fucking flowers. They give me hay fever. Yes, particularly vulva vulgaris. Vulva vulgaris. Oh, that was fucking perfect.
Oh my god.
Oh man! Oh, I better shut the window. I'm being quite loud here. Oh, it's late.
And I want to see that one come back. Oh my god, I have. Oh my god.
I'm gonna make like 50 shorts out of that one. Just by itself. Oh my god, the back of my head hurts.
I'm fucking crying.
My smiling muscles are just straining over here. Like, what the-
Oh god, my eyes are streaming. Fall from my car.
Oh my god, you do not know how difficult that was for me.
I love how serious you got. I like the fifth take. I was like, oh, Lucky Flowers, yes. Yeah, yes, Ferrero. It's a Volve Vergalis.
Oh my god.
You're like all professional and studious. Yes, Ferrero. It's Volve Vulgaris. Who's fault? This is Rob's fault, right?
Cool.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
I love all the like take 3. Oh my god. Like
Oh.
it matters.
God.
Yeah. That was good. Right, so break time.
Oh my goodness. I'm not even gonna do the tagline yet. It's just when we're back from our break, let's just recompose ourselves. So, folks, thank you for staying tuned in as long as you have. This show is obviously going down fucking hill. We'll see you back in about 10 minutes. This is beautiful.
Fucking flowers.
It's gonna have to
By the end, I was
Fucking
genuinely going, fucking flowers.
You did say fucking a few times, didn't you? I heard it, yeah.
Is it flying? Welcome back. I'll have to look when I'm editing to exactly where we're going to bring the show back, but welcome back to the mayhem that is the underground sound here. We're moving on to our track number 9. The group called VDM with Poem of the Free, Carlos Fandango.
Okay, so VDM is from New Delhi in India. It says he's an aspiring musician. Influences include Kanye West, Jay-Z, Brockhampton, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Joey Badass, Post Malone, we've had mentioned earlier, Michael Jackson, Nicki Minaj, and the Cinematic Orchestra, among others. And this particular song is Poem of the Free, which it says vintage synths and melodic progressions can find you peace. Really encourage y'all to check out the music video, he says. Some of the comments have included flowing. Could defo see this featuring on a Netflix series, well produced, soothing melodies, very nice, lots of fire, and what did I put? Sweet tune filled with melody. Bit synthy. See what you think.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm scratching.
Mm.
Didn't mean to sort of go. Well, that's the camera. I was actually scratching my leg.
See what you think.
Hey, go ahead and scratch. Poem of the Free available on Spotify and, as mentioned, of music video on YouTube there. Should we just check out the music video?
Oh, as I drive by the place where I once lived, I'm mesmerized by these memories hit different. I asked them to teach me to swim, but they didn't. Now I'm drowning. I wonder who's my next of kin. It's my sins, they're engraved in my skin. Float as I follow the breeze. Don't come looking for me, please. If one day I leave and curl up like dry leaves, I'll hope no one finds me. I'll sit under pine trees and I'll means I'll call no one. I'll sleep and make peace with my deeds, but I may no longer speak. So feel my melody. It goes like. Though I said I died, the truth is that I fell. My eyes love to find shine. Don't mind how blind they get. So what if I didn't exist? No, for sure it won't change a thing. Burden of being a burden's too big. So why would it shock anyone if I float as I follow the breeze? So don't come looking for me, please. If one day I leave and curl up like dry leaves, I'll hope no one finds me. I'll sit under pine trees and I'll sing in peace the poem of the free. If one day I leave and curl up like dry leaves, I'll hope no one finds me. I'll sit under pine trees and I'll sing in peace the poem of the free. If one day I bleed and crumble like dry leaves, I'll call no one. I'll sleep, I'll make peace with my deeds, but I can no longer speak. So feel my melody. It goes like.
Oh, so Poem of the Free by VDM. Carlos Fandango, explain yourself.
Well, I feel like I have to justify every synth track now. So first things first, I'd be keen to know what the VDM stands for. Because I know VDU is Visual Display Unit, so I'm just trying to figure out what VDM actually stands for. But anyway, very melodious track. Nice voice to accompany it as well. So on the plus side, yeah, this it's a nice feel to the song, and I quite like the arpeggiators. They create they create this sort of swing and sway. So it's sort of a sway your head track back and forth type thing. So it's got a nice feel and vibe to it. The one I know English isn't necessarily his first language, but I think it would be beneficial to probably work with somebody where English is the first language, in order, not the lyrics are fine, but the phrasing of the lyrics. So some of the wording and the phrasing is crammed into those spaces, so they're into very tight spaces where words are suddenly sort of rushed just to fit things in, and so rewording them to fit better would probably be, yeah, because they can be reworded, but so maybe perhaps work with somebody, reach out to somebody, I would say, you know, in America, in the UK, wherever, but yeah, where English is the first language, just to work on the wording and the phrasing and fitting them in. That was the only thing really I picked up on, but that gives it a sort of quirky quality in itself anyway, so it's no big deal. Yeah, nice song, I like that one. Good.
It's Vera at Dev Mudgill is VDM.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Little bit of Sherlock Holmes type stuff going on here, and we end up on Instagram here, which is Vera at Dev Mudgill. So VDM.
There we are, Vera at Dev Mudgill. I quite like the name VDM. It's good.
Okay.
Sounds pretty techy, doesn't it? VDM.
I mean,
Visual Display Unit. Visual Display Music.
Well, that's what you said. It's not what it actually means. But,
no, I know.
Smart monkey.
Yeah. Okay. So we've had a similar track to this where we've commented about how certain lyrics should be maybe more cut and adjusted so that they fit better. And I don't necessarily agree with that all the time. So let me just say that I think this track is pretty perfect as it is. Now, it took one or two listens for me to feel like that. So my very first listen, when I heard it, the 80s drums kick in. I'm thinking, here we go. We've got an 80s retro track coming up. And it's not. It's not. Yes, it has an element of 80s to it, and yet has a much more contemporary vibe going on. So it manages to still bring itself very much up to date. It's not sort of locked away in that retro era. And then it just continues to just get much more jaunty, upbeat, happy. He's got a very likable voice. It's all about the voice, in my personal opinion. Yes, there's some lovely little instrumental bits going on, but it's all about how lush that little, or how gentle that voice is. And I really warmed to this track, really warmed to it. And I've heard tracks very similar to it, and they tend to be on very artistic sort of visual things that involve art and galleries and things like that. And I genuinely do feel that his voice and his artistic take lends itself to that more sort of contemporary artistic feel. And so, yeah, I can only say I really enjoyed this song. So much so, dare I say it, and I know it might be controversial, but it's up there in my top 3 because I just thought it was really well put together. I knew you were going to be shaking your head, Tom. I knew you would.
I mean, were we all listening to the same song?
Yeah, but these are the sort of songs that, I don't know, they warm to me, they gel to me. There's something about them and the way that they're vocally delivered that I quite like. So yeah,
it's for me, it's like I like the sentiment of the lyrics for a start, but I also like the fact that it does sound like an 80s retro sounding thing, but also not an 80s retro sounding.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I think it nails that.
Yeah, and I think because it doesn't feel overly polished to me. So that but a lot of the early 80s electro stuff wasn't massively too polished. But it had a good feel to it. Listen to the early OMD stuff, and it's not like 2 years later in.
Yeah, I was a big fan of OMD, so maybe that's it. So maybe I think
there's bits of it. It's just quite melodic, and I think I like that about it. So it would be a contender for my top 3, but I don't know if it's going to quite get there. But I think
it's hard because we've got a lot of good tracks up there in that top sector. So
this is definitely one of the ones I will probably be acquiring on iTunes. I like it.
I see where you picked it though. I concur.
I have to be missing something. I seriously do. I mean, should I listen to this thing again? I mean, because
I would recommend it. It took me a couple of listens. The first one, I was like, because it didn't go where my ear thought it was going to, into an 80s track. And it was a very gentle vocal. And I was like, And then I gave it a second listen. And then every subsequent listen, it just becomes that a little bit more beautiful. I can only say beautiful just because of the way he sings it. And it just has this very gentle, really nice feel about it.
I think it just feels like a lullaby, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. But I see it in a very artistic way. So when you see certain all right, let me it's not like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but the museum scene in Ferris Bueller's where they're standing there and they're looking at all the different pictures, and you've got that classic bit which is basically a Smiths track. The way that track is delivered reminds me very much of this. It's a very contemporary artistic delivery of music, and you could see artwork being put to it. And I don't know, I see this track.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold my comments then.
No, you should go for them.
Yeah, what would your comments have been?
Yeah, say your
My
best.
comment is that there's production issues galore.
Oh, there could be. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
There's tons of production issues. There's nothing like that makes this song really a song other than the fact that it has, sung lyrics and a beat to it. Now I kind of get like the overseas thing, and probably in India they maybe don't have enough money to proper like to hire, I should say, like proper like a cameraman and kind of like do a video. But I was going to say that the video was decent enough because you make do with what you have and what you can work with, right? So that was like the redeeming quality of it. But otherwise, to me, I mean, the song just made no sense. It's just honestly, but I mean, I'm gonna hold back here a little bit and just like not say that the song is complete shit. And Gordon Ramsay it completely, because you guys have been giving it a bit of praise, but I just don't think that I don't find this falling on any playlist at all, honestly.
Oh no, I don't. I think that's what I love about this show is that we've got three of us and we all sometimes either all totally align or sometimes we just go totally the opposite and we go, no. And I love that about this because that's what talking about music's about, isn't it? So sometimes when one of us goes, no, I don't get that. And then others go, no, I do. That's what it's about, isn't it? I love that. I love the controversial tracks more than the other ones, if I was honest with you.
It is what it's about. And I'm just kind of like thinking like, when I was out having my cigarette, where you guys like throwing, champagne bottles up in the air and seeing who can get hit in the head hardest.
I know that
because you guys are talking about the song and I'm just like, I
love the way that
in any of that.
God had sort of put it out there and he was like a little bit nervous and he was like, I don't know if I've done the right thing here. And then I was like, yeah, I like this. He's like,
well, yeah, synthesizer and electronica tracks always scare me now.
I like it.
I like
this. I ain't gonna change. I like this one.
Well,
listen, the
do you remember that song by Dario, Birds They Speak? That was an unusual one. We ended up talking about that a lot because it was, and you thought me and Rob and I rather were, as you put it, shitting you, but we weren't. We were serious and earnest about it. I think, some songs take a few listens, don't they? But you're right. I mean, if you're looking for something really polished, this isn't it. But it's got I think what I like about it, it's got a bit of a charm.
Definitely.
This is a guy in India, New Delhi, that how many Indian artists are doing synth music, and it's just got its own sort of like unique charm. He's clearly into the 80s synth stuff. I don't know why I said it with TH on him.
Well, I mean, no doubt. No doubt is he's into the 80s synth stuff. I just I'm kind of at this point where I think that the melody and the music would have done better by themselves rather than with the vocals.
No, I think the vocals are the star myself, but there we go.
No, I'm just saying, like, listen.
Right, fight outside. Come on.
Not trying to be negative. I'm
a Ferrero now.
Really not trying to be negative. But I just don't see it. I just don't.
That's cool. I love that. I love it when we are a bit like it differs. I think that's the best. But it's all down to Carl anyway. No matter what we say, it's Carl's fault.
Yeah, I picked the tracks.
I mean, he's the one that puts the show together. So for crying out fucking loud, Carl.
Crying out loud, Carl.
It's just so the Breakfast Club, for example, right? Like you were talking about Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'm going to think that the Breakfast Club, if you had this without the vocals as a backing track during a scene in the Breakfast Club, right? Dun, 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 dun. I can see it. I just, especially for as choppy as it was, which is why I said, production issues galore. As choppy as everything was, it seemed like, we recorded like an eighth, then we recorded like another eighth, then we recorded like another eighth, and then we recorded like another eighth, and then we put it together to be, fucking, a half. And then we did that again, and it really seemed very choppy to me. That's just why I'm just really not feeling what you guys
That's
are saying.
hard, isn't it? Because maybe that's what I liked. I don't know. There's something about this track that I really enjoyed. So, it's interesting. I love it. Because how we differ and everything. If you took his vocals out, this track would be nothing to me.
And that's the thing that I disagree with, is I think that I think that I do believe that as a backing track to something like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or the Breakfast Club, especially because that one was a little bit tamer than a Ferris Bueller, then I think that this would absolutely work fantastically. I just think that we could deal without the vocals. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, from what you guys are saying, I'm going to take 2 or 3 listens to it.
We need people to comment, but nobody will. But everybody should comment.
I know. It's
all 3 of them.
It's a damn shame. It's like we went from ever since we've started asking people to comment, nobody's been commenting. So you know what? So don't comment.
Yeah, don't comment.
Do not comment on this show, okay? Do not leave any comments whatsoever. Just phone us.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah,
Don't even
I'll leave
bother.
the phone number. I'll leave the phone number. You can leave a voicemail, and then I'll put you in the show here. So yeah, moving on to our track number 10. Unfortunately, Svain.
Svain, yes, you're Svain.
Svain.
So,
There's a song called Hollow.
I love his profile picture with his pussy cat, and that's a cute one. That's a cute cat. Basically, Svain is from Cleveland, Ohio. Says, greetings everyone. I am Amo Nazariant, the musician behind the project known as Svain. So basically, he's got an EP out called Redemption. We will have another one of his tracks featuring in a week or two's time, called California, and that's a good track too. But this one's different to the other one, so I just think you're going to enjoy it because we've had comments saying, reminds me of Cage the Elephant. It's a great song right here. Love the chord progression here. Trim that fat man. Okay, nice.
I always love that comment. Trim that fat man. It's always.
What's that about then?
Like trimming your fat, innit, man?
Yeah, I know, but
So you don't even know what it means, and you're just
Not a fucking clue.
oh right, okay. Oh dear.
I like the one over here that has the 4 bumblebees and the 2 drumsticks.
Is that without drumsticks?
We all love to.
Oh, chicken drumsticks, right?
Yeah, we love to bash a few bees with our drumsticks.
Yeah, but all the same, Svain has replied with a fire and a rock symbol to that one. So you think I don't know what you're saying. What are you saying there with the bumblebees?
Yeah, I think we're missing something there, aren't we?
4B drumstick. I don't know. Maybe it means it's good drum sound. But anyway,
Drums?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, good.
What was that?
B drums, good drums. I don't know.
B drums.
B drums. Yeah, 4B drums. Anyway, it says this says Hollow. The track description from Svain is, do you have the right people in your circle? Interesting. And I suppose, how big's your circle? I mean, I keep a very small circle of associates and friends. Hollow is the new hit single from Svain from the latest EP Redemption, out now across all platforms.
All right. Spain with Hollow. Let's check it out.
I'm on a new kick. Got the bad weight off my back. I found the music, making noise and I ain't on track. Now I know that those fake friends of mine, they had my soul. So I had to let them go.
the poison in my veins. Leave me hollow. I'm feeling better than good today. Leave me hollow. You are the poison in my veins. Leave me hollow. See, I got better plans. I made a new wish. It's been a long time, dream come true. I'm sticking to it until I'm pale in the skin and blue. Now I know that those fake friends of mine, they had my soul. So I had to let them go. Leave me hollow. You are the poison in my veins. Leave me hollow. I'm feeling better than good today. Leave me hollow. You are the poison in my veins. Leave me hollow. See, I got better plans for me. Those fake friends of mine, they had my soul. So I had to let them go. Leave me hollow. You are the poison in my veins. Leave me hollow. I'm feeling better than good today. Leave me hollow. You are the poison in my veins. Leave me hollow. See, I got better plans for me.
Well, damn it. I guess, if this show's not good for anything else, it's definitely good for throwing your ass through a loop, because I thought I had my top 3 figured out. I was ready to go on with the evening, and then this song drops. Smart Monkey.
Yeah, that's it. And that's this show. We always have to hold a little bit of a reservation back. We have our start track and our end track. We have this format to this show that always throws us a little bit. I agree with you a little bit there, because this is a cracking track, isn't it? To be fair. What am I getting from this? I'm getting, I don't know, when I first heard the track start, I had a little bit of the white stripes in the way that the do 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 do, and then almost the delivery of the vocals almost like Jack White, although he tends to go a lot more higher up than that. But there's times where Jack White will sing in this very sort of lower region, which is really good. And I'll be honest, in my preference when he does sing those sort of songs. And then as it progresses, so we go from the White Stripes to the Black Keys. It reminds me of the Black Keys. So yeah, there's quite a lot of different styles going on here, all of them positive, all of them good in my mind. And as we've talked about before, sometimes we've got these tracks that could just sit really well on a Netflix film or more of a Netflix series in my mind. This just sits so beautifully as an intro track or something in a series that could keep on going, like in a movie, you've just got the one hit, but those sort of elements where a TV series has a track that you start to remember and you love. This could be one of those. So yeah, really good, strong track. I really like it.
I like it a lot. as well. I gotta say, so here's the thing: is so I looked up the emoji meanings and everything like that because I was really curious about the bumblebees and the freaking the chicken, right? So the bees represent hard work and perseverance.
Oh, cool.
Yep, and the drumsticks are meat on the bone. So
Oh, wow.
emojis do have a meaning to them. So even though that was 4 bumblebees and 2 chicken legs, it definitely was a hell of a compliment, which is keep up the hard work and the rewards will come that will follow. And you definitely got some meat on these bones. So Carlos Fandango.
Well, this one I'd forgotten how good it was actually. It's and it's very different to the one that we're going to hear in a week, whenever it is, a week or two's time. But really, really excited about Svain as an artist and the potential here, because I mean the ebb and flow of the song for a start was fantastic, but this right, so rhythmically really pleasing. It's got the hand claps and it's a real head nodding, foot tapping song that gets you straight into it. It grabs you. So I mean it's definitely something that could be used in a Tarantino film or something like Django Unchained type of film, something in the old American sort of history in the past, in the last 100 years or so. But let's say standing by a roadside, the car's broken down and it's a near level crossing, this freight train comes past shunting along and you're just looking for a lift and some hand comes, grabs you, and that's when the song starts, lifts you up onto the train, and then you're on there for the ride for this song. And it's like that, you're admiring the countryside and it's an adventure from the point that the song starts. It grabs you. And I've also written the Black Keys. I've written the White Stripes. And so it's, in that way, very black and white. It's a great song. What else did I write? So that was it. Yeah. So this needs, this is the final thing. This needs a really cool video for it, this song. And it could do with a really cool story video. This is a fantastic song. I'd forgotten how good it was, actually.
So it's a very fantastic song. Okay. So I'm going to say that there's a bit of a Van Halen ZZ Top element to this song, is where I'm going to start off with. And just to kind of like piggyback on Smart Monkey's comments here, imagine a teaser trailer for Peaky Blinders. Okay. And they want to get you hooked. So they make this 3 minutes fucking teaser trailer just to show you, the scenes from season 1, what to expect. And this song is in the background. Boom. Magical masterpiece, I think, honestly. It's the vocal delivery is something of like the raspiness of it is like, I'm hot for teacher. It's just, there's so much going on here. There's so much going on here. And once again, this is what I said, is just when I thought I had my top 3 figured out, now I just got to get thrown through a loop completely. And I really got to think of something else here, because man, our first half was so strong. So strong. And folks, by all means, our top 3 doesn't mean anything. It means that we're 3 schmucks really talking about our 3 favorite songs of the night. For all I know, these guys are going to pick, song number 9 is one of their favorites, and I just spent like half an hour just completely shitting on it. You know what I mean? So it's just the way that we feel about certain songs. Music hits us all differently, and that's what makes us, that's what makes us really human, is that we feel it differently. So we can take something as simplistic and as beautiful as music at the same time, and it really just connects with us a different way. I'm pretty sure that all of us can pick a song and have it point to a portion in life that we have where the song made a difference, or anytime that we hear the song, it really triggers a specific memory, right? So there's no offense given here at all when we're talking about these songs and where we feel that they fit in. Again, we're just guys hanging out, we're having beers, and we're just chatting, and we're talking about music, and we really think that this is the music that needs to be played on the radio. Because imagine hearing this song with a bunch of your friends and then having a discussion like this about it. And for track number 9, imagine hearing that song with a whole bunch of your friends and then having a discussion about that. Music hits people differently. And that's all that we're trying to do with this show, is show that we are missing so much with the mainstream music that's out there that's being played 9, 10, 11, 12, 1,500 times a day, as opposed to music that you will probably never hear. That's what we're trying to accomplish with the show here. So once again, no offense given to the people that have made the music where anybody has said that, myself for song number 9, I'm just going to point it out, period, point blank, where it's shit. It really isn't. It's all in the eye of the beholder. So, or the ear of the beholder, it's, in this case here. So, boy, I got to tell you, gentlemen, it's just I'm loving the show. I'm loving the way that everything's working. I can't wait for the radio station to come out. Really, I mean, I know that you guys have been working on it in your spare time, and I've been working on it when I can and everything. And I'm hoping that mid-July we can finally get that thing launched, because it will be such a pleasure just featuring these artists on a proper format where they can be recognized.
Absolutely, yes. It'll be great because we can play a variety of music like we do here, mix it. We can, juxtapose some of those with, obviously mainstream artists, independent artists, but put some of these ones, you could put a Black Keys song right next to that one.
Yeah.
And then you can have a sort of, the idea is that, well, if you like that, you'll love this, and that's the idea, that we because a lot of people, you get your playlist, you got your favorites, you just listen to the same stuff a lot of the time. So it's good to actually have a radio station that's going to play you some 50% of the output is going to be new stuff that you haven't heard that you'll probably like. Different shows that we're going to do, different genres, different styles. If you are into EDM, you're going to have Monkey Beats to listen to, and you can check out all those sort of tracks and all the new tracks that sound like all your favorites. So we'll find them for you and you'll enjoy them, I'm sure. I've got my top 3 ready and a few shout outs. Are you ready, Rob, with yours?
I am. I'm just going to go back to that.
Whoa. What are you talking about? A few shout outs?
Well,
Yeah, sorry, I have 7 shout outs in my top 3.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I've got to mention it though, because there's some good artists today.
Just coming back to that radio show thing though, because I'm really looking forward to it. And it's been quite difficult because I'm no radio DJ, but what I've been quite privileged to do. So if I try and say, right, when we go and do this radio show, the bit that I'm least interested in is hearing my own voice. But the bit that I like is the fact that we've got this fantastic music that we've managed to accumulate over the time. And it will only get better as we move forward. I've had to pick a multitude of tracks from my station, and some we've listened to and some we haven't. I know so much that as we move forwards, it's only going to just build into this library of tracks ready for the next release of the show. But if all goes well and everybody likes it and we get on the right track, then I see this as being a really good platform for just hearing all these fantastic tracks that we're hearing now mixed with all those more mainstream artists. And I just hope that people get behind it, because it's going to inspire me to do more. It's not my comfort zone doing a radio station, but I'm hoping that it's going to inspire us to just put together some fantastic shows full of artists that we know are good because we've heard them on air, mixed with people we already do know, famous artists.
I have a bit of a selfish side to me here with this radio station, is because I do want the underground sound to become the authority in underground music. It's just it is really just how passionate I am about that. So Carl had mentioned like 50%. I'm going to say it's going to be more 75% of indie music because I do want to do a bit more indie music than the mainstream music. However, the general idealistic format that we have for it is that mainstream song, mainstream song, and indie song, kind of like what we do on the show here, is like we talk about your music and then we say like who it sounds like, who it reminds us of, you know, and so forth. So we'll actually play a song in comparison to the indie song there, and then we'll kind of like you know, switch. But I do also want to have a full indie kind of like rock block and a full kind of like indie rap block and a full kind of like indie hip hop and, you know, classical and whatever the case may be. So lots of due diligence, lots of hard work going into this from the fellas and I. And I can see Carl just really just
Struggling.
falling out over there, just dropping very slowly but surely. It is what is it? 2:10?
10 past 1.
10 past 1. Okay, so you're a little pansy in that case. Okay, 10 past 1. Go ahead. Top 3 and your honorable mention, your shout out.
Okay, honorable mentions for me.
Honorable mention.
Okay, honorable mention is actually the Purple Bowl surprised me. Jay, Will, Shahiem, and VDM as one on my honorable mention. Plus Anthony Roperti was pretty good. And they're all good. They're all good. So honorable mention is to all the artists tonight. They've been very good. My top 3 in reverse order. We have, Wayward Waves, Alien Sunrise. The more I hear it, the more I enjoy it. So that's number 3. In number 2, Ania, Grass is Greener. Something about that song I really like, and I've just latched onto it. The more I hear it, the more it's growing on me. And gentlemen, my number 1 tonight is Svain Hollow. Leave me hollow. I love it. Really good. Over to you.
Thank you, Carlos Fandango. Moving on to Smart Monkey. Smart Monkey, your shout out and your top 3, sir.
I don't want to play this game. I don't like it. Oh my god. This show has got me angry because there's been so many good ones on here. And I'm not how can you not comment on certain? I'm going to comment and not necessarily shout out. Can I do that? No, not very easily, because it's like 75% of the show. Oh no, I can't do that. All right. So I'm going to give a couple of shout outs. One to Wayward Waves.
No.
Yeah, I am.
No. You
Yeah, I am.
The entire format is that you give a shout out. Listen, for 10 tracks, all right, we're giving a shout out that we're giving 40% of the vote to 10 tracks. You give a couple of shout outs. Now we're just really getting into the show. The whole thing is I really just sat here and tried to explain my ass off about, like, don't feel bad if you don't get a shout out or anything like that. But the whole thing is just like, which song makes you feel differently in a different way. And that's what we're talking about. So give your shout out, get your top 3, and moving on.
Yeah. Rob, if you say, I was going to give my shout out to Wayward Waves, but
nope.
Well, I was in the middle of saying that I'd give my shout out to Wayward Waves, Alien Sunrise, and as Tom correctly said, I can't, so I won't give a shout out to Wayward Waves.
And you won't give a shout out to Anthony Roperti or Ania or
being one of the best tracks that I've heard for a long. I won't do that, but I will give a shout out to Anthony Roperti with Feed the Fire, because I really did enjoy that track. So that's there's no weight or bias to those 2 comments. But anyway, next one. So the one that threw that all into tilt, thanks to the Purple Bowl, because I wouldn't even be having this tearful moment that I'm having if it wasn't for the fact that Purple Bowl threw in J Will 98 Hearts. That threw a total tilt for me, because that was a track I just wasn't expecting, and the way it played out and the way it was structured, really, really good. And then to throw in number 2, which is going to really roll Tom, is VDM with Poem of the Free. there's something I love about that track. I just cannot help it. It's
Mm.
up there. And then, you know, I had a couple of others already lined up, and Hollow come along. And what can you do? What can you do when a certain track like that comes along, so well produced, so well stylishly done, and you can just hear it in your head as being played on like TV, film, whatever. That had to then suddenly jump to the top. So for me, Hollow, Poem of Three, Hearts. Those are my top three.
DJXX shout out is going here to who was going to be number 3 of my top 3, Shahiem with Do You Know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely fantastic song. Really, really, really good song. As mentioned before, Justine Painter, I'm not going to vote for Wayward Waves because of the fact that there's no favoritism here. So it's not going to be a shout out, and it's not going to be a top 3 because we're not going to play favorites. So
But
That's the
one
way
of
to
the
get around
most
it.
solid tracks yet, dear Earl. Perfect. Anyway, yeah, all right.
you can't fault me. I'm not going to play favorites. The show will not play favorites.
No, I know, but you just
Not
mentioned
favourites,
2 songs there. We
Did
weren't allowed to get. Yeah, you said
I'm sorry.
shout out to Shahib, and I'm not going to give a shout out to Wayward Waves.
No, I've had a bit of the drink, so don't mind me.
I see.
At least I didn't. You know, syllabilize. You know, country. So you know.
All right. Okay. So like that, is it?
It's like that. It's like that. Okay. So so here's the thing with the end of the show. I really thought that I had my top 3 figured out. I really did. And so, but with the end of the show, I got to say that my number 3 will be J Will 98 with Hearts. At number 3. It's you know, for a Purple Bowl of Destiny choice, a random card picked out of a bowl for the newest song that was published in that category. That song was absolutely phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. That song doesn't need to be on slaps. That song needs to be on every single radio station in the world right now. Seriously, get it out there. Come on, you A&R people, record producer. What are you doing? Go sign this guy. Get him on every single radio station out there. Seriously, you know. So, Ania with Grass is Greener at number 2. I'm telling you, there's so many elements in this song that they're complex, they're beautiful, they're grungy, they're dark, they're poppy. Everything is working with the song. This song is definitely not only commercially viable but live viable. Imagine going to a live show with Ania and her bandmates there and seeing this thing, and I can't wait to watch this music video from the clips that I have seen on the Instagram for Ania there. Ania Cakes with 2 S's, I believe is what it is. We talked about that before. And my number 1, just because, like I said, it totally threw me through a loop. I did not expect it at all. I really didn't expect the number 10 song to become the number 1 song. We got Svain with Hollow. That song just really hits you in a completely different way. The vocal delivery, the musical delivery, and like we had talked about in the review, is the way that I'm looking at this is doesn't matter which one you're doing. If you're doing a teaser trailer for Superman or Peaky Blinders or, you know, Heat for that matter, you know, or whatever the case may be, whatever movie that you like, think of clips that you like from that movie and then put this song behind it as the trailer, edit it together, and every single movie is going to work. Smart Monkey had done that a while ago with I can't remember. I think it was Black Matter. Was it Black Matter or
Mustafa?
Mustafa? Yes, you took the Sherlock Holmes clip and you took the Mustafa bit, right? And that was a great song as well. And it really, really worked with the Sherlock Holmes bit. So the same thing will be true with this song. I believe that Svain Hollow, wherever you put it, it's just going to be a hit. It's going to be a masterpiece. So that's going to be my top 3 and my shout out. So that's the first editing note that I'm actually going to make of the day. So all right, folks. So we've chatted and we've chatted and we've gone through our top 3 and we've gone through our honorable shout outs and everything like that for tonight, which is for the gentleman here, it is June 10th. Over here in Florida, it's still June 9th of the year 2023. We do thank you for joining us on this 41st episode of the Underground Sound, and we look forward to seeing you for more and more and more. I am DJ X Tech. With me, as always, is Carlos Fandango and Smart Monkey. Together, we are putting the us back in the music.
So please do like, subscribe, and share, and we'll find the music that you love. I don't know what the thing is. Love to hear. That looks like a bumhole.
Of course.
Big bumhole.
Of course.
And don't forget to click on the little bell on YouTube, the bell icon, because that will mean that you can upload. I'll start doing that again. I'm getting so tired. It is one.
That's right. You guys come and upload, and you know what? As a matter of fact, if you're going to upload them, you may as well just come and edit the videos for me as well. Please do.
So if you click on the bell icon on YouTube, then you'll get notifications of whenever Tom uploads any new Underground Sound videos. So that might be short ones, long ones, the full show, whatever it is, you'll get them first.
Oh, this may be a long one. if we take Carlos Fandango's ruler into account.
Oh yeah.
Once again for the Underground Sound tonight, I am DJ X Tech saying bon nuit.
Oh, I forgot about that. Keep in touch.
Ooby dooby, ba ba boy.